threw up on your hair?
Yeah.
He did.
I hope it doesn't smell too bad.
Smells like, smells like sour milk.
Like recently?
No, not really.
Like she's like looking for chunks.
Actually, no. I'm more looking. Your earbuds are hanging from your earrings.
Yeah, because they got the magnetic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I couldn't tell
Let me
if they
get
were
this movie and I
through.
need to get out of here.
Did you talk to one of your brothers?
Okay, so my brother will not be able to come because he goes to work at 5 in the morning, or was it 4? Really early in the morning.
Fine, we want him anyway.
Also, he was really lost when he
You
was
tell him now he
watching
can
the
never come
stream.
to the game again. He never. Don't even ask to try to come later.
I usually beg, but okay.
Okay.
Just get some random bum off the street. What am I doing?
We probably
I'm
don't
playing
want.
D&D.
We probably
Here's
don't
some
want
crack.
a 13-year-old.
Here's some
Though I
crack.
do know the girl who runs the Gray Cellars down the
Cracky
street,
the Goblin.
5 minutes
He'll
from here.
run Cracky the
She is
Goblin.
the sister of a friend, and I sent her and was like, "Hey, if you want to play."
What's the gray cellar?
It's she sells.
It's a
that's where I
dungeon
got
where they
this. She
torture
sells
men.
stones and stuff.
I have stones.
We may want to go to a store and
I
shop
might want my chakra line.
tomorrow. The gray
Maybe
cellar.
I can-
Chakra line.
Maybe I should
No,
get some
no.
stones to line my chakra.
We need to go. We need to go to the gray cellar. She says it's like 5 minutes away from here.
It's literally 5 minutes away.
Go to the gray cellar.
Ooh, faux pas.
Potential fan. Calipatria.
And what? Calipatria? Is that in
Way up north.
weird? And recruit someone for D&D. Dragon kicking.
Want me to answer this call and see if the guy can play D&D?
No.
Welcome to the quickie market.
How I may not help you.
So we probably don't want a 13-year-old boy given how raunchy this screen gets, huh?
Yeah. It is an 18 plus. Hi everybody, happy Monday. Been live for a few minutes, but we've been bantering a bit. My son is asleep in the corner. You can
His
see.
sister's shop.
Oh, you can see him?
Yeah, of course. Well, you can see the
He's
Rocky.
gonna be selling his book there. So it's like,
The dried kiwi in you good?
I like it. Here, pass that over.
Try these. Kiwi gum.
you know what?
I love
If you ever had the dry apples, it tastes like gummies. Have you ever had dried apples? Yeah.
THC gummies.
They just like they taste like gummy. They're great.
Dried apple tastes like gummy bears.
No.
Not gummy bears, just gummies. Like not necessarily gummy bears.
Okay.
But they have a gummy chewy texture.
I'll take your word for it.
Your facial expressions need to be bottled, Ivar.
All right.
Oh, I have 2 long swords now, don't I?
You
Okay,
got a long
there was-
sword already?
Well, there was the one I got from the blacksmith, and there was the other one I stole from the
You got one from the blacksmith?
One of the
Yeah,
Goliaths.
you bought the Goliath, and so I should have 2 now.
Gotcha.
I'm not responsible for your characters.
I am mentally. Let's just say I know that I have 2, but I'm conferring with my
Ivar's like, I've heard
peers.
that statement so many times.
I know I have 2, but I'm conferring with my peers to correct any misunderstandings.
Well, I knew you
that I
got
might
one from the Goliath. I just didn't realize that we'd actually bought one from the blacksmith for you.
Mhm.
Okay. How much was it?
You already
Yeah,
paid for
because
it.
she was so awkward. I just said
Okay.
she wants to buy a sword.
That's right.
Fuck. Yeah.
The blacksmith was like, a question in there somewhere?
Right.
I was explaining why I wanted. The
Oh
sword.
yeah, you were saying everything but you wanted the sword. You see, I am practicing the art of immersion metalwork with my flesh. Meanwhile, he's just getting creepy crawlies, kitten crawlers out of it. She's talking.
It's the best.
Well, happy Monday, everybody. Back here with Pike's Promise and this montage, this trifecta of deliberate weirdness. We do have some potential seats that are about to be filled, but we'll cross that river without a bridge when we get there. But everybody, welcome to Pike's Promise. Tonight is session 5 already, as our team is still in the process of making their way back to Vasselheim, coming off of their trip or a time on the frontier. Pike's Promise is basically 200 years after the fall of Vecna, and Pike has become a notable leader, or is now a Dawn Marshal within the Dawn City of Vasselheim, and she is a major part of this campaign because she's one of my favorite characters. She's lots of fun. I've always enjoyed the way she developed, and now I get to use her as an NPC in this homebrew 5e. And it's 5e up to a point. We're using part of the 5e core rule sets, but we've gotten rid of leveling, and we've gotten rid of archetype class and subclassing. Everybody's pretty much free to write what they wanted, play what they wanted, and as we move through the world and we hit milestones, we will sit around and talk about potential skills and feats and unique things that they've learned, and then those will be inherently put into their characters, as long as the table kind of can conspire and agree with the idea of it.
I can't wait to roll my 1d1000 hit points. Everybody concur?
Yeah,
Do you concur?
I have a D100.
Well, of course you guys
Do you
will.
concur?
I'll be the, I'll
Do
be
you
the only-
concur?
No, I
Do you
don't.
concur?
So for a D1000, do we
Concur.
for a D1000
Everything I do.
do we
takes a
roll
plus.
3 or 4 of the 10-sided dice?
No, that'd be 400.
Wait, so one is the first number, one is the second number, one is the third number, and one
I'll
is the
just roll
fourth
it on the
number.
computer.
I will concur if you confer that
Be
I
like-
control the entire forest.
D10,000.
I know.
There we go.
See,
We have concurrence.
I concur if he concurs that I can control the entire forest.
So, as we now wander into the wasteland where there are no forests,
Are we
All
really?
the forests die because you didn't want
The forests all got eaten by that frost giant.
No!
He needed to make toothpicks.
make Q-tips out of them.
Toothpicks.
No, Q-tips.
My family! My family!
I wish I could sleep as hard as a baby sleeps.
Right?
Just hard.
Callista does.
My brother
do.
does.
Yeah. Does she sleep like this?
One of my brothers
Yeah,
does. Yeah.
kind of, depending on her mood.
Right now, it's more like this
Really?
because I have a baby in my arm.
With a symbiote attached to her ribcage. She's Quato now.
he comes
Like, I
out and
wake up
tells
and-
you stuff.
I wake up in the morning. Fuck.
Just my diapers with food.
Fills up his diaper. He sounds like a lotion bottle.
Just, I've just loaded up my diapers. You'll get 2 more players for your Monday night game soon.
Soup.
Now change me.
And he gets the look on his, like, obviously as you get older you stop doing the look.
The
Right.
happy look.
But
Oh, no.
babies are like,
I still do that.
well, that's because you're 60. That's a different look.
I'm surprised when something comes out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not struggle, it's
No.
surprise.
The thing is, everybody still makes the look, but they do it in the bathroom now. So they don't know.
Yeah,
like-
well.
They don't know they're doing
It's
it.
like they said when you're at our age, every shit's an emergency.
So not true.
He refuses to admit. Oh, jeez.
Wow. Just wow.
As you're attempting to eat your vegetables.
Don't let her fool
Keep eating
you.
those vegetables. You're gonna need them when you're older.
Don't even let her fool you. Well, you know, we've had to very much kind of walk a thin line of what can be eaten, and you know,
Because it goes over to the milk, yeah.
oh yeah, caffeine was very informative very quickly. She had to give up all caffeine because she was just having a single cup of coffee. And that kid was like I mean, he was for sound.
I understand that. There's this coffee almond ice cream that I like. It's like the Tillamook. Like I have a serving size. Yeah, I had a single serving, which is a fourth cup, right? And it wires me for hours because I don't drink
They're
coffee.
drug addicts. They live their sugar and
But I like the
caffeine
taste of
addicts.
it mixed with chocolate.
Chocolate covered espresso beans.
I'm pretty sure that was just.
Yeah, when he was hungry, did you go like, okay, Sebastian? And he's got like Sebastian's name. Like,
Right up.
right. Yeah, caramel macchiato for Sebastian.
Right here. Oh my god, now I want a caramel macchiato.
Can you get
She's
decaf?
easily suggestible.
Double shot of espresso.
No, because there's still caffeine
Low
in decaf.
foam, no
There's
whip.
less.
There's less.
Yeah,
there's
but-
still.
He was having micro doses, and he was like
Yeah.
So no
bouncing
green tea
off the
either?
walls.
No,
Why don't you just have decaf?
Because decaf still has caffeine.
Yeah.
In it.
Oh, that's right.
Caffeine in it.
What
How about
decaf
decaf?
green tea?
Decaf.
Decaf green tea.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I was even
She didn't show
looking
me a
at
cup.
like that mushroom coffee.
Okay, we're done.
But it still has caffeine. in
He
it.
just slapped his hands like, silence! The
Ew!
game is going to start!
What about chocolate? Chocolate has caffeine in it.
That is the only thing that I allow myself.
Okay.
Okay, we've heard the clap.
Oh my god, you guys crack me up.
Clap on, clap off.
Oh, thank you.
The clap off, the clap on. I especially like how you got like one eye open and one
Uh-huh.
squinty.
That's what's in the picture.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's amazing. I love it.
Hey Chav, how you doing? How's the UK treating you?
Hi, Chav.
So, with that, where we last left off, you guys had successfully made your way out of Gawick, and
We were there for a couple days.
We had
though.
2 more days before we left.
oh, that's right. I'm sorry. You made your way to Gawick
Yeah.
after surviving the ice spider lair and the interlude with that. Unfortunately, some of the caravan participants had gotten injured in the process, but although the equipment was lost, the team, for the most part, was salvaged and saved at a bare hair's breadth of opportunity. But once in Gawick, took an opportunity to take in the sights of Gawick. And one of those sites was the market district, where there was an encounter with a blacksmith, and it seems that Jerry was recognized by somebody, and a attempted capture ensued. The team successfully fending off the Goliaths and the mage. Interestingly enough, to cover up their tracks, Willa decided to absorb the mage during her long rest in an alleyway near a bar.
No, he ran away. That's what the paperwork says.
Yes, according to the captain of the guard, who then later visited the guild hall.
His name was Darcy.
His name was Darcy. Captain Darcy used creative subtext to make sure that everyone understood that it was very important
Dorsey? I put
that
Darcy.
things were
Potato.
kept on the norm. No one would care what you were doing as
Okay.
long as no one knew anything was going on. You then proceeded to do some shopping, acquire some equipment, and do some other activities. But then eventually checking in on some of the caravan travelers over at the hospital, over at the local temple, discovering that some of the individuals were still recovering. Took a little insight into that. While others who were involved with the spider lair had already fully recovered, for some reason, these 2 individuals had not. That then had the 3 of you head out towards the Lions District, I believe.
First-
And
We were already in the Lions District while we were visiting the temple, and then we went to the caravan, which is also in the Lions District.
correct.
The caravan called
Yep, there's Dorsey.
Caravan Town in the Lions District.
And with that, you guys track down the survivors of the initial collapse into the ice warren of the spider lair, and then begin to have a conversation with them. Learned that they had actually been with the group since the group left. Why do I not have this map on that page? That's very strange. Oh, because I'm in the devil. From Halffeld. And there from Halffeld, and this conversation was going on, and where we last left off is the individual was explaining that they had been ill since they left Halffeld. Jade, you pick up on a voice inside your head, telepathic in origin, a young child who, looking around after hearing it, you can see a young child in the nearby Vardo, and you hear in your mind, he's lying, trying to kill them. My parents don't believe a word he says.
She said those are her parents?
Mm-hmm.
It's a her. She child.
Did you get the name of the people you were talking to yet?
I did not write them down, so I'm assuming no. I've only got Melvin from the guild hall and the Captain Dorsey.
No, all we got was the nephew.
Yeah.
How old does she look?
Give me a perception check.
I don't trust her. She's a child. Never trust a child.
I know, right?
Why would you not trust children?
Because I have nieces and nephews.
Oh my, hello Sebastian, did you wake?
Oh shoot, I left my dice in the other room. No, that's fine.
It's only got like a jump. I left my dice in the other room. These 1,000 will have to
These
do.
are 1,000. It's 450 dice left to do.
I left my pretty purple dice.
They're
in
not
the
my
other room.
perfect ones.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no!
Oh, hard to tell.
She
You can
was-
barely see the corner of her face poking through the Vardo, like where the opening into the back of the Vardo wagon is. Like she's got the door slightly open. She's looking, you can see her face and her eyes. She looks young. It's just hard to tell.
All right. So out of character, I know that when someone talks, I can talk back, and they can hear me when someone talks in your
Possibly.
head. So I'm going to respond to her saying, find me later.
Give me a persuasion check on that one, please.
Roll better than a 1. Come on, dice. I rolled a 2. My persuasion is a 3.
Did you roll a 2? I love it.
POS dice. You want me to go get your dice? Where are they at?
Oh my god, that's a 2 as
Where do you
well!
want me
That's a 4!
Where's the other dice?
They're on
Where's
my
your other
desk.
dice?
They're on my desk.
Chuck
Go get
that
it,
dice.
Yes.
Go get
You gave me this one. You want to try it?
No.
Oh my god, she's got a hate relationship with her dice.
This is what we're talking to. Be very careful.
Is that an octopus?
Monster.
I mean, it
Child
kind of looks
puppet.
like. Oh. Okay. Jesus. All right. There's finally something that's in the double digits. It almost looks like a walrus
Yeah,
with a tentacle.
it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. So you have 2 dice somewhere on the floor in your office.
Oh, I know. I'm not worried about it.
Just so you know.
Yeah, that might save all our lives.
There's a pen in here. I'm curious about the little drawers now.
I think it's the one that was here, or it's the one that was in front of Ibra that fell.
No, that's the one that was part of it.
Oh, I just put it here. Sorry. Let me
Okay.
take it off and give.
All right. So
playing
my
with things.
persuasion sucks.
There's just kind of like an initial kind of silence at first. Like, she doesn't know how to respond, or maybe is too scared to respond.
Willet is scary.
I'm like standing right next to her.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not there.
That's why it's not working.
Yeah, where are you again?
He's got his
I bought that fox.
Yeah, he got
Oh
the
yeah,
fox.
you're over in the
I'm
market.
taking the fox to my apartment to vivisect it and kill it and turn
I
into it.
told you he was killing it.
And I wasn't gonna do it, but now that she's really complaining about it, I'm gonna do it.
And we walk in.
I'm not even there.
When I cut it laterally in half, the eyes are still gonna blink for a minute, up to a minute, because of the cauterization. It's still gonna live. It's still gonna know it's cut in half this way.
Does your setting have a reverse vivisection?
The brain will be screaming internally.
You're so bad.
Does your device have a reverse vivisection where it's like almost gonna die and then you just go in reverse and it heals?
Bring it back.
No.
With all the memories of being
Yeah, I do
You
it
guys
once a day
noticed
for a
that-
month.
You guys noticed that Jerry has a traumatized fox on his shoulder.
If you
I like the slightest noise.
if you slick your hair back, it cringes. Hey, everybody has a pet in this game. I can have one.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
A traumatized Arctic fox. Trami, the traumatized Arctic fox.
Trummy.
I don't have a pet. I don't have a pet.
You are a
squirrels
pet.
living inside
Yeah,
of you.
you have squirrels inside
Yeah,
you.
squirrel. You have a
And
mage pet.
termites.
Yeah, that's her.
She has a mage pet she
Termites
assimilated.
probably, yeah.
No, that was my uncle's problem. Not
You know
mine.
what'd be funny?
I don't have termites.
She assimilated him.
Yeah.
So his thoughts and everything.
Briefly.
Memories of his
I toyed with
parents.
that idea.
Memories
The
of
gentleman
his
you were
parents.
talking to goes, "Are you okay? You seem distracted."
I was just thinking about your aunt and uncle at the
My
temple. They were
You
brother and sister-in-law, yes.
okay. Out of character. He said aunt and uncle. You said we were
Yeah.
talking to the nephew.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yes. Yes. Of
So
course.
I'm like,
You don't
you
even-
said we were talking to the nephew. I wrote
You're not even
down the
related to those
nephew.
people, are you? Tell
I
us the
wrote
truth.
aunt and uncle down.
Right.
Yeah, sorry. My mistake, yes.
Are you sure?
Is there...
Aunt, uncle?
Yes, I'm positive. Of course, they're my father's, brothers, sisters, uncles,
Insight
best
check.
Former roommate.
former roommates.
Insight check.
Insight
His
check.
roommate's best friend.
Oh, yeah, make an inside check.
I get advantage on insight. Yes.
Oh, shoot.
I got an extra 20 on one of them. Yes.
No, I don't get advantage.
He's
Wait,
definitely showing signs of like physical tells and tics. Like he's trying his best to tell a very elaborate lie.
In referring to them as his aunt and uncle, or like he's not actually related to them.
Maybe both.
He was one of the people in the spider's lair, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get up close to his face. It's like, do you want to tell us the truth now?
Give me intimidation check.
I'm not intimidating. That's a 6.
Do you have advantage on that one at all?
No.
He just looks at you like, I don't know what you mean.
Dice really don't like this.
What do you mean? Tell you the truth? I'm telling you that my aunt and uncle fell ill in Helsfa and
Why are you
Hatfield.
titchy?
Hatfield, and this is.
Why do you twitch like you have fleas or termites?
I don't know. I've been on the road for 3 days.
He could
I
have
haven't
fleas.
bathed.
Why are you not bathing?
He just looks. Anyways,
What was your name?
Gross.
Redderburn.
How do you spell that?
Yes, Ursula.
Redderr.
R
Last name
E
Burn.
E.
R E D
Berr. Redder. Burn.
Durr. Can
Do you
we
have
run
an
into a Steve
affinity?
ever?
Do you have affinity with fire? Redder burn.
And what were your aunt and uncle's names?
Aunt Isin and Uncle Jeffrey.
Isin? Is that with an I or an E?
Ecin. Aunt Essene and Uncle Jeffrey.
Ecin.
Thanks.
That's an interesting name. Essene. I don't think I've ever heard that one before.
Jeffrey. I've never heard that such a strange name for here, this area.
It must be common in
It's so
Hatfield.
easy to write and pronounce. There's not 14
you all.
consonants. There's not 14 consonants in it, and 3 I's.
And you don't have to numb your lips to say it.
You don't say that when you say it.
I forgot the
Ahmed. The dead truck.
Bells.
Okay, hold on. Get back into what we were talking about. So, what do you think is wrong with them?
Don't know. I think they just fell ill, and maybe it's just difficulty figuring it out. My aunt and uncle tend to consume exotic items of their own liking, and I don't know. Maybe they just eat something, a little piece of cheese or something.
We don't have. We can't check their items because all their caravan stuff is gone, so we can't check their stuff. That's another natural one.
Don't throw that
I
one.
really like that one. Let's do that one. Even though it gave me a 1.
You have to have faith in dice.
It's like 4 dice over here now.
There's only 3.
Once you roll a 20, it'll stop you throwing.
I rolled a 20.
Don't throw that.
I like that one. Don't throw it.
2.
Don't throw that one.
Just roll
See
2
if
with
you
it.
can roll it in your dice box. See if
You
it
gotta
rolls
warm them
better.
up. Look, you gotta warm them up.
They
Also-
all roll 2s.
Statistically speaking,
Let
if you
Daddy
roll it
blow 'em.
over and over again, it's bound to do better on the one dice. Like it's like
Still roll a 2 again.
it's like slots.
1, 9.
There's a 17 and a
There's
natural
a
20.
There you go.
17 and a 20.
Here's that one.
Okay.
She already rolled the 20.
Yeah.
Now
Now
it's
you
gonna
have to
be
say, Mama needs baby needs a new pair of shoes.
Baby needs a new set of diapers.
Yeah.
7.
I mean, he seems fine. I mean, he's telling a story. He seems believable as far as you can tell. So as the two of you are having that conversation with Ritter, what are you doing?
Ritter.
You've acquired your
Fox
fox.
with the muzzle and the leash.
Yeah.
I take it back to my room.
Okay.
I already have a
Excuse me.
a
Yes.
distrust for
Where are you
him
going with that?
because his name reminds me of fire.
In my room.
Okay.
Food's not allowed in the room.
Food? You're going to eat it.
Is food allowed in the room?
Well, pets have to be registered. Is it your pet?
No,
What is it?
it's food.
You're going to eat that.
Don't you consume animal flesh?
But not.
Thank you.
You're not there.
I'm trying to mimic the cries of the foxes that doesn't want to go into the room.
What does the fox say?
Fuck, it's $20 an hour. You head up into your room, going.
I cast sleep on it.
I mean, it's only got 2 hit points, not stretch. And
Did you also knock out the people next door?
yeah, I mean, it's knocked out.
Probity probing.
I take Proby out and
Give me a nature check.
probe him generously.
Generously.
I probe him with vigor.
It's time for your colonoscopy.
Now that's when the probe reaches 8 feet long.
You just
Let's see.
Roll.
all down my
Nature or medicine?
Nature.
That sucks.
Frequently.
9.
9. Based on the DNA sample you take, This is actually a domesticated fox. It was not taken from the wild. It was from a nearby farm that raises foxes and sells them to this particular individual. Nothing about its DNA strands are wild. Nothing about its capabilities, and it seems to be bred specifically for being a pet.
Okay. I will turn into a fox now. Yeah, I'll take the time and
Okay. Start
Wait,
practicing changing into the Arctic fox.
Can he?
Two of you back over at the Lions District having this conversation. Well, I appreciate all of this. Is there a reason why you're making these inquiries?
Oh, we were just wondering how we could help your aunt and uncle.
Oh,
And if we knew what was happening to them leading up to this, as you say they were ill beforehand, then we might be able to help them at the Wild Mother Temple.
oh, well.
I'm staring at you awkwardly as I try to observe how you talk to people.
I'm
I
ignoring you.
Are you part of? Oh, yes, you are part of the Azure Hammer. I see as you have your marking there. Well, anyways, I appreciate the help. You could, if you do find any way to aid them or help them, just let me know. Glad to reward you, give you recompense for any cost that it bears upon you. But is there a reason why your friend is staring at you strangely?
Trying to learn how to talk to people.
Oh, she not a person.
Sometimes.
Well, this conversation just got strange really quick. Well, I must see to we are taking over new wagons, so
Yes.
I must get back to it. Good luck. If you have any success, feel free to contact us here. I think we're here for a couple days, aren't we? I think
Yeah.
the caravan's set to get back.
2 more days.
Yeah, on the road in 2 more days. So perhaps
That's what Aaron said.
you will have better luck. Kind of twitches his cheek a little bit. Maybe you'll have better luck than we had. So and he kind of turns and walks back into where the wagons are and just kind of helps start directing and loading up wagons.
We follow him. He's kind of twitchy.
No, he's allowed to be twitchy.
Is that a normal thing? Should I?
No, don't twitch.
Okay.
So,
Only if you have termites.
I believe we're at midday at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
About midday. Back at the guild hall.
Mhm.
Two have just wrapped up the conversation. What are you two doing?
Can I see the child?
Give me a perception check as you kind of start
Oh my god, roll better!
looking
I'll
around.
try snot green. I think I have advantage on persuasion.
What are you?
Or
Look-
perception. I do.
What are you looking for, Jade?
Just trying to see if I can see someone I know. I got a 12.
Who are you
12?
looking for?
Looking around, you don't see any sign of the kid anywhere.
Can you describe them for me? As I sightlessly look around.
Sightlessly.
No, sweetie, I can't describe it. I'm gonna roll the baby next.
Maybe you should try more green ones because you're Jade gift.
Okay.
Oh, it's like the
I'm gonna
leash.
try the rainbow one now.
Don't put the leash on me.
Okay, well, you're in your fox form.
Well, can I just?
Well, I mean, technically, once you see and exhibit something and absorb something,
Right.
you can. It's like surface things that are part of it
Right.
are part of you as well now.
Yeah, I know.
So you can will the leash and the muzzle into
I
existence.
mean, I
if
could
you
mage
want
hand
to.
if I wanted to, but I just wanted to.
So it's
Yeah.
this is just a pet fox that's unconscious.
And then I'll go into their room and lay down and fall asleep on
Okay.
their bed.
Did
Okay.
you leave the sleepy fox in your room?
Yeah, I leave the sleeping fox in there.
Someone's
Okay.
gonna be really awkward in the morning.
So you're now in their room.
Yeah, and then I write a.
Well, my room.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
probably be sleeping in the garden again. Well, this time.
Yeah.
I didn't not now.
Not an alleyway absorbing a evil mage.
I might find
Was he
somebody
evil?
else.
And then I'm going to use mage hand. I don't care. I'm going to use mage hand. I want to write a note that says, to the staff, there's a strange fox in my room. Please remove it, and I'll put it on the door
Okay.
of my room.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me a general sleight of hand check, just to
All
see
right.
how well you craft this note.
Come on, baby. 20.
20. It's pretty well crafted. It's legible. As far as you tell, it makes sense to leave it. Use mage hand to stick the note on the outside of the door, and then you crawl like the door can push in a little bit, just
Yeah.
enough for you to kind of slink out, and then slink
Slink into
over
there.
into Jade's room,
Right.
and then you leap up on the bed and kind of curl. And,
Curl up with my tail all.
Yep.
All like a little bed.
so what are the two of you doing at this point?
Well, if I can't find the kid, I'm gonna, I guess, go back to the Azure Hammer.
Okay.
Did we want to shop more, Willa, or
I'm supposed to go say hi to the blacksmith. I'll see you
no? You
later.
don't have to say hi to the blacksmith, honey.
Start walking.
No, Willa, let's go back to the Azure Hammer.
He said to come back, though.
Yes, he wants to hack your limbs off and keep them.
Are you sure?
Very sure.
He seemed rather nice.
Yes, people are usually nice when they want to hack your limbs off and keep them.
I've met those who did that. They weren't very nice and they didn't act nice.
Well, they acted nice, or they'll act nice to get you to a point where they can hack your legs off and keep them.
You haven't done such a thing. I trust you, Jade.
Yes, I'm not going to hack your legs off and keep them.
But now I'm suspicious.
You recognize her. She's wanted in Vasselheim. She's known as the limb hacker.
What do you mean the limb hacker?
She used to run a firewood shop.
I run away.
It's a good thing that my character's name's not Fire in this.
I know,
this
right?
campaign. Yeah.
So what are the two you heading off to?
I guess we can just walk around town, see if there's anything interesting.
Okay.
See if there's anything to see. Suspicious activity. Insight. Observe normal people. How they're actually supposed to act. Insight.
Show her around to different shops and practice her actually talking to people without
She
being
should have
weird.
disadvantage on insight.
I got it bad on insight.
You are awkward.
That's where the charisma comes in. I can still pay attention.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit of wisdom underneath that awkwardness.
So
Fair
plug in,
enough.
pay attention.
So currently you guys are in the Lions District. Give me a perception check as you
Oh my
begin
gosh.
to leave this area and start looking about.
Nope. That would be 8.
17.
17. The one place that kind of catches your eye, Jade, is a woodworking shop.
Oh, I don't think that's a good place to go.
It's called Shadoo's Woodwork. And in the front of the space are 2 or 3 gnomish individuals that seem to be busy making small wooden statuaries and wooden trinkets and tchotchkes that they kind of are just in the process of carving and making. On either side of the workshop are like neatly stacked rare pieces of lumber and timber and wood. And you just kind of look at it as you kind of walk by it.
And kind of
Are we going
Block.
closer?
block
To
her
it.
view.
Yeah. And as you keep walking, you also see to the left the smaller inn within the Lions District called the Sly Trickster. And you can see a rather kind of like a, I wouldn't say they're automatically assumed to be ne'er-do-wells, but it's the crowd that's queued up, either hanging out in front of the Sly Trickster or the people coming and going, look very like working class. They all look like drovers and they just have that longshore person kind of look to them. A lot of heavy physical outdoor work, and some stagger out, clearly drunk from the day's drinking. You pass out of the Lions District, and you find your way back into the throne farthing. Once here, you can see where the shrine and the asylum are located off to the right, and quickly leaving the throne
he's gonna get to
farthing,
that, yeah.
you are now over, kind of like closer to the center part of the town where the guild hall is. Still no sign of Jerry. You haven't seen Jerry all afternoon.
Should we try and find Jerry, Jade?
And then, of course, you can see the Cross Spears Tavern across from the guild hall. And everywhere it's just like a mix of like just very kind of like simple setup, like workshop stations. Like it's a very cottage industry here. You can tell people either live in the residence areas and then come here and sell in like the main fairground points within each of the different districts. But there's a lot of things and people milling about. Some people are walking with huge baskets filled with common goods. They're kind of selling them as simply as can be, but nothing of note or out of the ordinary.
Except for a weird guy back at the caravans. Weird guy.
We can go back to. Is it late evening or late afternoon?
It's afternoon.
Afternoon.
Do you think that Jerry is hiding in our rooms?
Yeah, he could be, but we can go back to the guild hall. Guild hall.
The Azure Guild Hall.
We can go back to the guild hall and get some lunch. You hungry?
Not particularly. It's been a rather sunny day.
And had a full belly last night.
That wasn't necessary, but it was nutritious.
Well, I'm hungry. I didn't eat
Would you
a
like
big meal last night.
Would you like a good berry?
Sebastian's face.
No, I don't want a good berry. I actually want food.
Good berries are food.
Good berries are food, but I would like other food.
All
My
right.
favorite one.
Let's go back to the Azure Guild
As you
Hall.
come in the front, the familiar receptionist. Yes, your friend Jerry.
Yes,
He was here with a fox.
with a fox.
I tried to get him to register his pet. He insisted it was food and said good afternoon and left back upstairs.
I wonder if he's not gotten enough sunshine.
All right. Well, I'll register the pet.
Oh, great. He reaches for a small ledger, turns it around. If you could put its name and information here for me, that would be
Okay. Its name is TBD.
very good. That sounds strange.
Yeah.
But just remind him no howling, barking, or whatever it is they do.
Oh, we'll make sure Jerry stays quiet.
I mean, your pet has been registered.
Yeah, she's well behaved.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. She's more inclined to eat the mice and vermin place. So, anyways, very strange man. Thank you for taking care of that.
No problem. No problem. Well, he's upstairs.
I believe that's yes. He was on his way upstairs. I would
Okay.
imagine he's in his room.
Can lunch done or
The dining hall is open all day long.
okay? Can we take food upstairs?
Sure.
Sorry,
That's
I'm not.
kind
my
of the way
character's
they
not
give it to
laughing.
you. Exactly what Jerry said.
That's what I was thinking.
That's very. Anyways, yes, you.
Melvin.
Excuse me.
Melvin.
Yes.
If there's a person that comes in here looking for us, maybe a
See that over
small person. I don't know who it was you were looking for.
Well, Jerry's a small person.
It was a small person.
Small person. Would you let us know?
Sure. Nothing other than that. Just small person.
Well, if there's someone who wants to kill us, can you also tell us?
Yes. Yes. Are there a lot of small people trying to kill you, Willa?
I'm not sure.
You would let me know if that was true, though. Yes.
I don't. Anyway.
So it's okay. We're gonna go get lunch. Thank you.
Yo, there you.
Okay, Willa, let's go get me food and then we'll go upstairs and find
Okay.
Jerry.
We'll get you food.
Okay.
So going in the main dining hall, it's easy enough to gather up like a small tray of food.
Drink some water.
You're like, as she's gathering food, you just have your finger hanging in one of the water pitchers.
Bring the whole water pitcher up. We'll refill it first.
There's like
Yeah, no.
there's like a common water barrel that you just gotta reach in there with the pitcher and the two of you head upstairs. What's your passive perception? And Willow, what's your passive? Oh my God, is he
Passive is
talking to your
13.
phone?
12.
That's awesome.
He's talking to the baby.
He looks very concerned that the baby is like flat and tiny.
I know, he
love
keeps
babies.
going like,
Look at his face. I wonder if he thinks it's a mirror. What's your passive?
12.
13. You notice a note hanging on Jerry's door.
I read the note.
As you read it, to the proprietors of this establishment, please have the vagrant fox removed from my room.
Jerry doesn't like his box.
Oh,
Do you want his box?
sure.
Okay.
So I take the note down and I go into his room.
Go into his room. Lying on a table, sleeping fox. Just
Does it look sleeping or does it look dead?
it's you can see its chest gently moving up and down. It appears to be sleeping.
I start to craft
Wait,
a
I'm gonna pick it up.
vine.
Okay. The moment you touch it, it wakes right up.
I craft a vine to make a leash
Petting it.
collar for it.
Give me animal handling.
Isn't that beautiful baby like you?
I'm crafting a leash.
Out of vine.
Okay. Yeah, Drew craft that and gradually coming into.
16 plus 2. 18.
Yeah, it just sits there on the table at first, looks at you, watches you craft the leash, and it's just got its tongue hanging out, just looking around, sitting in a squatting position.
I'm gonna show it to Ivory. See how it responds to Ivory.
Have Ivory make a Constitution check.
Ivory, don't eat it.
Puts its mouth on it. Establishing dominance.
4.
She just.
Ivory,
And where
that
its
was
head,
a pet.
where its head was, the headless form of the fox just starts flopping around on the table. As Ivory's like
Ivory,
swallows the skull whole.
don't do that next time. Bad.
Oh.
No.
I'm
No.
sorry,
No,
TBH.
here, have the rest.
Doesn't have a head anymore.
And she like scoops up the rest of the fox and takes it underneath the bed, and you could hear her just grinding away and ripping
Jerry
at
was
its
I hand you
heart.
the leash.
Jerry was right. It was food. Ivory, don't eat any more of those little foxes. That was cute. I wanted to keep it. I'm petting her.
She's under the bed eating it.
Oh, sure.
She flipped out, she folded the carcass underneath the bed, and she's chowing away. You can hear the bones snap and crunch in her mouth.
I will go
Oh, here we go.
inform
Here's your
Marvin
favorite
that
one.
it was food. I walk
No,
out.
it's.
I leave
Will
and
it,
I
wait,
go-
wait.
Suggestion.
Will it? Wait. Just, it's fine. It doesn't matter.
Marvin needs to know.
No, he
It's
doesn't
no
need to
longer
know.
registered,
He doesn't need to know. It's fine.
but the fox is no longer amongst our
It's fine.
Uh-oh.
When we go downstairs later, we'll tell him.
I can tell him I need to go
Okay,
outside
good, you
anyways.
We'll go. Well, later. Let's go to my room.
Oh, okay.
Ivory, knock on the wall. That wall. When you're done, go into the other room.
Yeah, as you go in, Jerry, you hear the door open. And you watch as both Willa and Kate come into the room. The
Okay.
two of you see a fox curled up on the bed.
Oh, look. TBH is still alive. I didn't know that foxes could also regenerate their heads.
I didn't either. Well, it's sleeping?
It looks like it's asleep. Yeah, its tail is pulled
Breathing?
up over its face. It's breathing, and it's like it's in a deep kind of mid-afternoon slumber.
Well, I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna poke it.
And this
Jerry,
one already
somebody
has a
pokes
leash.
you.
This one already has a leash.
Is he wearing the muzzle?
No, it's good. No. I have a leash on. Let me
Well,
start
were
with
you wearing the muzzle too, or just the leash?
No, just the leash.
So you wake up.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm gonna pick this one up. What do you do?
Nothing.
Defecate in your
Sitting
hand.
Okay.
How
Feel
big
the
is
warm
he?
trickle of urine goes down your arm.
Is that big?
Probably not much bigger than, actually about the size of Zia.
About the size of Zia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Teeny fox.
Yeah,
That's not a fox. That's a
it's a
No.
puppy.
rodent.
It's a baby.
But it's a
baby.
puppy.
Baby fox.
Oh, here we go.
Hmm.
There we go.
Large
And I'm
rodent.
so I'm holding him up. Wait. Well, let's hope that Ivory doesn't eat this one.
Jerry, you hear her say that.
Okay.
Still don't
And
know
I'm
where
gonna bring him
Jerry is.
close and I'm gonna pet him. Yeah, I didn't see Jerry in his room and
Go back to sleep.
well, look under the bed.
It
Well,
falls
he
asleep in your
left
arms.
a note, so
Yeah, look
It
at
snuggles up to you and falls asleep.
I look under the bed.
look under
What
the
do I
bed.
see under the bed?
Jerry's shoes.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Mm-mm.
No ominous glyphs that curse us.
Uh-huh.
Just making sure.
Yeah, no, relatively normal afternoon, as much as the three of you could be concerned.
Well, I'm sure he'll pop up somewhere.
Well, I'll inform the.
Well,
No?
we still have a fox.
Yes, but the room is bloody.
I know. Don't.
Would you like me to absorb the blood?
Yes.
I'm gonna go absorb. the
Although Ivory might lick it up.
I mean, as soon as you go in the door and into the room, there's Ivory curled up near the base of the bed, and there's a small kind of like blood stain nearby, and you quickly absorb the nutrients
Yeah.
up into your form.
blood. Nitrate. Mm.
No, that you don't want to absorb. That's basically shit.
It's like the nitrate for the plants. They need that.
Yeah, human feces or animal feces.
Mm-hmm. And blood.
Mhm.
bloody meat will do it too.
I mean, I watched Full Metal Alchemist. There's a certain amount of that in the composition of a body. You know, they had to get up all of the components.
As you absorb the nitrates and nutritional value of the blood stain.
Iron.
So, anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna eat my meal with the little fox cuddled up
Okay.
with me.
While she's eating her meal, I'm going to attempt to eat my sword to
Uh-huh.
absorb it.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I'm
you
imagining a
slowly.
sword flower.
Give me a Constitution save just to make sure your body doesn't try to reject it.
Okay.
And you don't cut yourself in half.
Let's see, there's another one.
That's a 15 plus Constitution 3, so 18.
18. Yeah, I mean you absorb it pretty well. It takes about an hour for your body to kind of like decompose the material, allow the molecular level of the material to kind of absorb into your center form. But you managed to do so.
Cool. I still have one more. I might use it for something, or I might also try to eat that one. We'll see.
So afternoon turns into mid-afternoon. Still no sign of Jerry. The fox is still curled up, either on you, near you.
I only have message. I don't have sending, so I can't.
Come here.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna go get dinner.
Didn't you already eat? How many times
It's
do
a
people
lot.
have to eat?
Is it dinner time?
It's mid-afternoon.
Oh, so it's not dinner
It's been a
time.
couple hours.
It's not dinner time yet. I fed the fox. If he woke up, I fed the fox some of the.
I think you're bored. We
Lunch.
could go ask people if they need help with anything. We're going to be here for a few days. You are a very restless cat. You need to keep moving.
I'm not a restless cat. I'm
The
fine.
dwarf, Sebastian Rumbleberry.
You want to eat again. You've ate 2 hours ago.
It was 3 hours ago.
I think we should find something to do.
Just because you don't eat doesn't mean that other beings don't eat, Willa.
I am getting peckish. You hear in your head.
Oh, Jerry, where are you?
Do you say it to both of us or just one?
It's you.
Just
never
me?
mind.
No, I didn't want to get into it.
You don't want to talk to me.
I don't want to go into that splitter box.
Now, out of character, I'm familiar with. It sounds like you, and
I
you've talked
see
in my head
you.
before.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
Jerry, where are you?
Sleeping against your bosom.
Just a little fox.
Well, I think I found Jerry.
Where's Jerry? I'm going to take Jerry.
Wait, we need a prop.
God, I hope I don't look like that decrepit.
No,
Jerry.
I got a healthy fox, didn't I?
Jerry, you realize the fox is dead.
Oh yeah, Jerry, I'm sorry. Ivory ate the other fox.
Yeah, it's all right.
She might want to eat you too.
He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's the porta butt. Okay, so I guess Jerry says he's hungry as well. So,
Would you like a good berry, Jerry?
well, let's go make sure that Ivory doesn't eat Jerry in the future.
Should we train your cat to not eat foxes?
Yes,
But what if we come across a fox that isn't Jerry, that we wanted to eat?
I can tell her
Don't
that's
worry,
an
I'll
okay
mind
fox.
blast your pet if.
All right then.
Okay,
You're a
so
slobberer boy.
he really
you are.
is.
Jeez, daddy.
So we go next door to rouse Ivory,
Okay.
and
She's kind of like she kind of lifts her head up, and there's a little bit of blood stain in the corner of her mouth Ow.
okay, Ivory.
And she sees you holding Jerry. She immediately gets up and starts padding over
Ivory?
to you. She sits and she's like, "Ow,
You cannot eat this one.
ow."
Don't eat this one.
Give me animal handling. It doesn't need its legs. Oh, they look
10.
fresh.
I got a 10.
10?
Meat's
Wait,
back on the
it's my pet. Do I get an advantage?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
We didn't get advantage against the other one, poor fox.
17.
17.
No, the other one was. His
She just looks at you and
constitution.
then kind of like does her little pirouette thing, and she goes back over to the bed and just kind
That's not our room, honey.
Oh, oh,
Oh, it says oh. Oh,
Right.
all right.
Almost as bad as the bollywogs. Almost as bad as the bollywogs.
You gonna what?
Oh my god.
Ivory just kind of like looks up at you and then goes out the door. You can hear her kind of
Are you-
scratching at the other door.
Are you hungry at all?
Those strong legs.
She doesn't look hungry.
All right, I open up the door.
You got.
Let her in.
Bounds in,
Legs on.
jumps up on the bed,
You're good for
curls up.
all your legs.
Yep.
Yeah, you did.
Yep. Yep. Okay.
You did. You got
I
strong little legs.
think we can tell them that we don't
You're
need
gonna be
Jerry's
walking
room
in
tonight.
8 months. 8 months tops.
I will go in for them.
Well, we're all going
Kids
down.
walk
We're both
barely.
going downstairs.
We are going
You got your
downstairs.
balance, you could
Yeah.
move,
So we take Jerry and we go down to.
Okay.
move her. Look
Dining
at
hall.
that. Oh my
So
God,
did
can
you get
walk.
that?
Boop, boop, boop.
Before you go,
Can
you
walk.
care.
Look at that. You can
Oh.
stand up.
Oh, is it your pet then?
It is now. I think Jerry got it for me.
Oh, well, it's fine. Enjoy your meal.
Should we inform them?
Oh yeah. We don't need Jerry's room anymore. We're all gonna stay in the same room.
Oh, very good. Pulls out. Key, please.
It's in the room.
Oh,
Sorry.
right. Well, I'll send someone to fetch it. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh.
And then
Come on, buddy.
very good in training as I'm petting Jerry.
Feels good.
And we Go into the dining hall.
You're in the dining hall. Get around. It's just a cavalcade of people coming and going, eating almost like cafeteria style.
I'm watching people.
Let's see. Stand up.
Give me perception as you watch people.
One.
Stand up.
Hey, you're pretty absorbed with the fox.
Stand up by yourself
No.
already.
Your eye keeps lingering back to Jerry, like
Oh my goodness,
very
you can stand
distracting.
up. This is how I picture
his face.
stand up. I know. Isn't that great? Come on.
She
one
doesn't
step.
care. She's
Oh my
being
God,
held.
wait a step.
She's like,
2 steps.
Mommy's
Wait a
got
step.
me.
Oh no.
Look at that trust. She. This is canon.
Just
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit. Just a little bit.
This is what's happening to you right now.
Hi, son.
It's
What
canon.
you doing? Hi. I see you. I see you.
Okay, so we get food
What's he doing
and I
over
feed Jerry.
there? Why are you behind the screen, Father? Don't you love me?
And I'm like
Don't you love me?
I'm like baby talking him. And what do you want to eat? So that he can message. You know. So
Yeah.
I asked you. And what do you want to eat?
That feels good.
TBD. What do you want to
You
eat?
see a little thing of lipstick.
Oh, is that my name now?
Yes, to be determined.
Oh, well, are you gonna name me?
Right now it's TBD.
Very well.
What do you want to be called?
I don't care.
IDK.
I think that's IDC.
I don't know. Right.
Care. He said I don't care.
Oh.
Yeah.
Brain.
You're like a tiny little Buddha.
Well, then what should we call our new little arctic
Okay,
pup?
look. Okay, pal. Here. No. Here. Here, want to see a baby? Let's look
Little
at
J?
babies.
Little J?
Let's look at babies. I know you love them.
No.
Look at the baby. Okay, let's see. It's really good.
Snowy.
Snowy. So we'll have Ivory and Snowy. Hold on. I'm going to look underneath. Is it a boy fox or a girl fox?
It's androgynous. Jerry doesn't have a gender.
Right. We could call him Snow. Is he white?
He's a polar fox, so I mean
So
he would be
he's white
considered ice
with
fox.
like
His fur is like a bluish white.
bluish white?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell him.
You can call him Fox.
Foxy lady?
Look at baby. Huh?
Fox, because
Fox?
he's a fox.
What could we name? I'll think about what to name him.
That's what I
Okay.
called the foxes in the forest. That's a fox. That's a fox. That's a rabbit.
You
That's
called the
another-
foxes rabbits?
No, that was a rabbit.
Oh, it was actually rabbit. Okay, so we're gonna go make a plate of food and
Would you like to call him rabbit? It'd be
yes,
strange
let's
for
call him rabbit, or we'll call him Bunny.
funny.
Bunny.
Okay. He's funny.
Call your fox bunny.
Yes.
It's
Fox's
a
name is
Craven
Bunny.
Jerry gray alien from another world. It couldn't get any weirder, could it?
We'll probably change his name again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the
I'm
name?
okay with this.
Right now it's Bunny.
Bunny. Okay, mark that down.
Oh my gosh, I have to put it in my notes. Jerry
Bunny
turned
the
into an
fox.
ice fox.
Bunny the fox. Okay. Bunny, which is like some normal meat product, probably.
Okay.
That's what he says.
as many bunnies would.
Sorry.
Vicious. Well, is there anything interesting happening? Is there
Looking around, it's just people coming and going, and
is there more gambling happening? That was fun.
not
I don't have any
here.
money. I don't have any money. I can't gamble.
Back at the crossed
So I get some
crossed spears. That's where you guys were last time.
I get some general meat products. So to feed Bunny.
Okay. Gather up a tray of food for him. For it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on, buddy.
Oh no, he's tired. He's rubbing his eyes.
Bubba.
Tired boy. It's 8 o'clock. He normally naps right now and then
It's
wakes up
already
and
8
eats.
o'clock?
Hey,
Yes. That's what he did to my
Hey.
pants. Hi.
Oh yeah, I know.
Roll his
You should
cape.
use breast pads so you
I
don't
have
make
been
so
slobbered
much.
upon. Won't be the first time. Won't be the last. All right.
So Jerry, you're currently being fed off a
Who's
small
Jerry?
or
Bunny.
bunny.
Oh yes.
Bunny, you're currently being fed by Jade and
This
Willa.
is awesome. Okay.
so creepy.
At least I think we'll go through less food. Okay.
I didn't realize Jerry ate before.
Hey, 3 Mile, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it.
Did he?
I don't know.
Thought he did.
Maybe he did.
You've seen me eat before.
I don't know. Actually,
Yeah?
that's a good point. I would say.
Remember we went for liquid and solid substance.
But you just you
Yeah,
did-
but I would
Or
say
substance.
I would say like it's confusing because when you go to turn over Jerry/Bunny, there's no
There's no
gender.
butthole.
Kendall.
There's no
Yeah, there's
genitals.
nothing.
There's
There's
nothing.
like
Kendall.
Yeah.
basically.
It's all Kendall down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like
Icebox Kendall. Don't really want to think about. the
and
fact
when you
that
think
Jerry
back on it,
might not have genitals.
Jerry, like, I mean, he always talked about eating, but he never really kind of like ate in the open.
Is he actually eating as an icebox?
I mean, he seems to be. It's like going in his mouth.
It's not falling on the floor after.
No.
I'm palming it.
You don't have
I
palm.
throw it behind her back.
Pause.
I'm
pawing
pawing
it.
I'm pawing it.
I'm pawing it.
Yeah. Okay. Mage hand. Drops it in someone's drink.
Watching this happen.
This tastes like Arctic fox. I've tasted this before. We ate these out on this trail. The only thing we could eat.
Oh, it's my favorite Arctic fox soup.
Yeah.
Ice fox soup. Nom, nom, nom,
Greasy
nom,
and chewy. Nobody wants to eat an ice fox. They're horrible.
You speak from experience.
Tastes like plutonium.
That's right.
So, anyways,
Poor Jade. Sitting next to a tree.
She's the serious one of this whole bunch,
I
which I find
know.
hilarious.
so
I would like to wander
She's
the
been-
streets and look for trouble.
She's been thrown
Say
into
that
this.
out loud.
No.
She's
But
been
I
thrown
am
into
going
this
to just
role.
get up and walk away.
I'll see you in the morning. Let me know if you need anything. We'll
Bye.
You head out the main entrance of the guild, out into the busy streets.
Mhm.
Looking
I'm
around.
gonna message her before she gets out of too far. Say, did you want company?
You may join me. I'm going to wander about. Not going to the blacksmith.
Yeah, you immediately get up with Bunny in your arms and you make a beeline for the door.
Yep.
And there's Willa headed right back towards Lions District.
Ugh.
She's gonna one-track mine.
Catch up with her
Ivory
pretty
is-
quickly.
Okay.
And Ivory's up in your
In
room
my room,
at this
yeah.
point. So it's just you, Bunny, and Willa out in the streets.
Yep. Walking with her. Just carrying the little fox.
I went to look for somebody who needs help. He looked like he needed help. That's why I want to keep going to the blacksmith.
I'm gonna say, Bunny, do you want to walk? Bunny, do you want to walk?
Bunny just wants to be carried. Set Bunny down.
No response. Just
Okay. I'll keep carrying him.
okay. You guys head out of the Farthing area and back over in the Lions District. Give me perception checks as you come to that area. All three of you.
That's another one. Different
Nice.
dice.
Yeah.
21.
Perception?
Yep.
24.
24. You and Jade notice that in some of the alleyways, a very small shadow has been trailing the three of you.
I don't see
In
anything.
size- No, you don't. child-sized shadow kind of moving from a stack of crates and then a barrel, and it's kind of in the shadows following the three of you. He's jumping on that finger, man.
There's something following us.
I just nod at Jerry. I don't say anything.
Okay.
And
By the time you get to where the blacksmith is, that at least that area,
It's gonna
that it's
happen
in,
again. We're gonna have a fight in front of Noah.
you can see that, like, for the most part, there's no one working the smithy right now. The shop itself seems to be kind of shuttered up. Like, the fire's been put out. The quenching barrel's got the lid on
Okay,
it.
we'll check it out.
You can tell that all the wares and everything have been kind of stowed away, and the kind of like the awning section of the front of the open part of the smithy's been pulled down to kind of cover up the front. It doesn't look like it's open at this point.
I guess we got back too late.
I'm
That's
gonna
unfortunate.
get down
Okay.
and kind of sneak around and then see if I could see this.
I
You mean
take the
that's-
leash off of him.
Okay, sure. Take the leash off. Give me a stealth check as you do that.
16.
16. As you come around a stack of crates, you can see a small human child kind of peering between a stack of crates at where you just came from. They seem to be looking at both Willa and Jade.
Hello.
I'm starting more information.
The little girl.
Do I hear that?
No, it's
Yeah.
too far away. She's looking around and she turns to see the fox and she's like,
I just sit there like,
"Are you talking to me?"
yes.
Yeah, he's trying to kill me now, so he's gonna make it look like I'm crazy.
Who's
Um,
trying to kill you?
My
Cousin?
my aunt and uncles are ill. I my parents died. So why am I talking to a fox? Are you real or am I going crazy?
I'm real. I walk over so she can like pet me or whatever. I lay down so like I'm not a threat.
Oh, are you okay? Are you?
Why are you following us?
I was warning your friend. Berna is not to be trusted. That I'm pretty sure that he's responsible for. I'm pretty sure he's responsible for.
I'm gonna turn around and look around for Bunny.
Give me a perception check as you look around. Oh, thank you, Perfectly Techno, for the raid.
I got a natty 20.
Woo!
22.
Looking around, you can see a figure behind a crate that seems to be kind of being very angsty about a conversation with something that you can't see. Like they're looking down at the ground through the kind of partition of crates that you're looking through.
Okay. Bunny.
Oh, my master's calling me.
Yo, she's.
My name's Bunny.
Oh.
Bunny.
You watch as the little girl's face peers around the crate, just in time to see Bunny kind of look. They're both equally looking around the
Like
crate
her,
at you.
her head's like this and my head's like.
Oh, there you are. And I start walking over, to go.
Hello.
Talking about somebody that needs help.
Okay, out of character. When he messages us, when we talk back to him, do we have to talk out loud?
Not the way his telepathy works.
Okay.
It's pure.
So then I'm gonna say, because I recognize her.
I would say there wasn't much to recognize other than the fact that you thought a small child was trying to reach out to you.
Okay.
But
Then
the
I'm-
moment she says hello to you, you recognize the voice, the mental image of her voice.
And then I'll send to him, say she's with the the caravan that fell into the hole.
Who's in trouble? She said someone's in danger.
The matriarch and patriarch of that group are ill and still in the hospital.
Oh, well, they probably just need a good probe.
It's possible. We can take you over there later.
Okay.
Hi,
Hello.
found Bunny.
Hey, do you know your pet talks?
Yeah.
Is he supposed?
Yes.
Why is your tree friend staring at me like that?
She stares at everybody.
Oh. I saw you speaking with. I saw you speaking with my father's brother. Brother.
Yes.
I think he's the reason why my parents are ill.
What do you think he did to them?
I don't know. All I know is that they die. He inherits everything. Yeah, inside check.
You just would like to insert check too?
Ooh, nat 20.
What'd you get there, Jade?
I got 12.
12?
I don't
Plus
get-
3.
Yeah, I don't get
23.
advantage on insight.
You look at her and she seems generally scared and worried and concerned. Like she's exhibiting all the signs of someone that's very upset and very convinced
I
that they're.
recognize this.
How old does she look?
She looks to be about maybe 7, 8 years old.
You are concerned.
What is it that he gets to inherit? What
My
everything?
my parents they own a guild called the Tawny Plains, and my mom and my dad they're always telling me that it has something to do with shipping concerns out of some town. I don't know the name, but their residence is located in Vasselheim, where we live, and well, I've always been told that they're very wealthy. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know anything about money, but since we were in that town after leaving the frontier, I can't talk. They barely look like they're alive. I don't know if this matters, but I thought I was dreaming when I saw it happen. I walked in on my aunt and uncle asleep in their room. A very large and like an insect of sorts was underneath their bed. I thought maybe it was just a big spider or something that had gotten in there, and I don't know. I ran. I thought maybe it was just me being paranoid, and I know my vocabulary is advanced for an 8-year-old.
She reads a lot of books.
I
Very,
don't-
very boring.
I think I was just dreaming it anyways.
Is that in Hatfield?
Yeah, it was half-filled. Yes,
Okay.
yes. I heard noises coming from my aunt and uncle's room, and it was after. It was the following day
parents?
after my parents had fell ill.
We need to go see them.
Mm-hmm.
So her parents were.
Don't worry, Bunny will take
So-
care of it.
Are her parents the ones that are sick in the temple, or is
Yeah.
it her aunt and uncle?
Her parents are the ones that are sick in the temple.
Parents.
Her uncle is the one that we were talking to. Jason keeps getting it confused.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not the nephew, it's the uncle.
Nephew.
Or was it the nephew and the uncle?
No, originally they were supposed to be aunt and uncle. Forget
Okay.
the nephew. That was my bad reference.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was I read that off of a
Let's
different
just call
tab.
So they aren't the aunt and uncle, but he is the uncle of the little
He's
kid.
her uncle. Is it the brother?
They are.
Redder?
Yeah. Burner
Is he-
is the brother
Brother.
of her parent or her father, who is in the hospital.
Okay.
So it's her uncle.
As far as they know.
Yes, Bernard is
So the
her
sick-
uncle.
There's the sick people, the mean people, and her.
Yeah.
So when
Fine.
he was saying his aunt and uncle, he actually meant my brother and
Well,
my sister-in-law.
that was a lie. You realize now
He's
what
lying.
you're beginning to understand.
Oh, he
is
lied on.
yes,
Okay.
He
It
was
wasn't
purposely trying to mislead you guys in the conversation.
Okay, cool.
The only mistake I made is I used the term nephew,
Mm-hmm.
and that was from a different line. They were. Burner was clearly lying to you guys.
Okay.
A weird thing to lie about.
Yeah. Why lie when the truth will do?
She's scary.
How far away from the temple are we? Right now?
In the Lions District, you're maybe a 5-minute walk over to the temple.
So I'm going to scoop down and pick Bunny up, or bend down and scoop Bunny up, and I'm not going to bop him on the head.
Why would you
Scooping up the field mice and bopping them on.
Okay.
Anyways, so I'm going to scoop Bunny up and then hold my hand out for her, and let's go see your parents.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage to convince her to go with you.
Not good at persuasion. Ooh, but I got a 19 plus 1, so dirty 20.
Yeah, she reaches out to your hand, and two of you begin walking. Willow, are you going with them?
Yes, the
Okay.
blacksmith is closed.
That's good.
The three of you, including the small child, reach the stairway that leads up into the temple chambers. No real activities going on. You pass through the foyer and into the receiving area of the hospital. So far, the only two occupying the beds are her parents.
Jerry,
They're
you're
still
good
alive?
at medicine, aren't you?
They are being treated by one of the adepts. And the adept looks up and goes, "Oh, can I be of service? Oh, little...
This is their
Yes, I know.
daughter.
She's been here before. How are you doing?" And she just kind of tucks away into your side, shy, not really wanting to answer the adept. Poor darling, both her parents have been ill for so long. My understanding is since the journey began, to a certain
Yeah.
degree.
I'm gonna put the box down on one of the beds.
Okay.
Don't worry, he won't make a mess.
Caretaking pets are welcome here.
He's very friendly.
It's a service pet.
Yes, he's a service pet.
Oh, very
He
well.
has a calming aura. Sometimes
very
it helps
calming
the
aura.
sick.
Yes.
Could your friend not stare at me like that? It's very disconcerting.
I'm sorry.
She really doesn't. It's okay. Well, would you go check on the other one? With the... Have her... Actually, the one that she's over, is that a guy or a girl?
The adept's a female, as far as you can
The
tell.
one that she's on, we're gonna go to the other one, and Willa, see what all they've been doing to this one. We go and look at the other
Will you tell me
So she
all the
distracts him.
medical treatments that you've been using? I am curious. You see, I have a friend that is also a priest of some sort
drone.
when it comes
Yeah.
to the
Very
wild
distracting.
mother.
And I'll say it works quite well. She's following you and not understanding you at all. It frees up you and Jerry. You're kind of isolated.
I'm gonna make sure.
And are you with, which parent are you with, the mom or the dad?
Whichever one she wasn't working on actively.
That would be the dad.
Okay.
And the little girl looks up at you and goes, that's my father, Gerholm.
What's the name?
Gerholm. Gerholm.
Gerholm. Not Jeffrey.
So it's not Jeffrey.
And what's your mom's name?
Nassim.
N-E-S-S.
Niceum. Nassim.
N-I-C-E-U-M.
Once again, confirming the uncle's lying to you even more with misleading names.
It's such a weird thing to lie about. It's not like it can't be verified easily, right?
Well, out in the frontier, it's not really that easy to verify. We're not in Vasselheim. So
Well, I'd say give me an insight check, Will, as you kind of ponder why this strange naming convention lie.
I think it was this one. So it would be 14 plus 3, so
17.
17.
You get the feeling the conversation was completely off guard. He was just picking things out of random to say to you people.
Kind of like catching a liar in the act. They don't know what to lie about.
Worse than that,
Catching a
someone's
murderer in the act.
someone who's very confused at the questions, like how did these people find all this out,
Mm-hmm.
and then having to come up with just ways to keep you guessing and confused at the same time.
So I set Jerry down on the bed.
So Jerry, as you get placed down on to Gerholm, you immediately pick up on your peripheral senses are heightened. In your fox form, your passive perception is so increased. Your little nose kind of sniffs at the air. There's like a rot. There's like a toxic smell
Mm-hmm.
that you can smell in the air. It's very confusing.
Okay. Can I use my probe?
Can you? In your fox form?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. How are you going to manipulate that?
he humps
Mage
Gerholm.
hand?
He humps
Oh.
Gerholm.
Oh.
Humps Gerholm.
Oh.
He humps him.
I
Or
don't
his
understand. I
probe
have a very active imagination,
Probe in your
guys.
mouth now.
He licks him.
No, I mean, I guess I could.
I see things in pictures, guys.
I could
Your
change
tongue
that.
is very tiny. All these years. Just now noticed that. Either that or your mouth is huge. I haven't figured it out yet.
Probably a little bit of column
A
A.
little bit of column B.
So can you probe him?
I mean, the telepathy could go back and forth, so
Yeah.
you can hear her asking you.
I think I can.
How are you doing it? I'm dying to hear
I'll
this.
take my probe out with my mouth.
Take it out of your fur pocket. Give me a stealth check.
Okay, shit.
With advantage because Willa is droning on so miserably with the other adept.
Okay.
The adept is like,
You see, she also is a
Yeah.
priestess of the
I got
Wild
11.
Mother, and I'm
11.
always curious about
Yeah.
how
Not the greatest.
treatments of
Jam, where are you putting the probe? It's like in the neck or,
Yeah.
yeah, just kind of put the probe in there. With the sensory that you had of the poison, the toxin, probe immediately begins to search, and down near the ankle, right, like on the underside of the ankle, you see 2 injection wounds that look to be insect in nature, and you recognize the poison toxin is similar to the creature that you pulled out of the wolf's head.
No.
Uh-oh.
It burns in the
Okay.
brain. I would suck.
No, it's poison. It didn't.
All right.
It didn't say.
And then the one that I got when I saw the visions and everything, when I did,
Maybe
What-
you could dissect the uncle.
did I get any indication of like what would harm them or what would drive them out of a body
Or what? Fix the poison.
You get the feeling,
or fix the poison?
yeah. Well, give me a medicine check as you kind of absorb the information. You just gathered.
Diagnosis check.
18.
I gotta refill my water.
You get the feeling that this is a kind of necrotic effect that's designed to slowly kill as a poison,
Mhm.
and that possibly a very kind of like intricately placed like restoration effect might work, but it requires kind of like a specific focus on the body, and you can see you then begin to follow and trace elements of the toxin
There's
up.
one of those things in their head.
No,
No?
it's the opposite. You
Opposite.
find like on the interior of their neck, a small kind of bulge that is like pulsing continuous small amounts of toxin into their body, just enough to defeat like the ability to heal or bring them back to consciousness.
Like it might help them a little bit, but then it makes them it
Yeah,
affects them
yeah.
again.
But what's interesting is the timing of the effect. You start doing a calculus in your head. This is designed to cause them to die by the time you'd reach Vasselheim. But now you're delayed.
So it could be soon.
It could be sooner than that now, but it seemed like it was designed to keep them alive until they reach Vasselheim.
So could I get in there and like, is it the bulge? Could that be lanced and?
And you kind of get that vibe. It's a very small protrusion, and the only way you picked up on it was you were able to trace from the bite wound up to where the protrusion is like pumping slowly this venom into their
I'm
form.
gonna use my.
I'm gonna change his diaper, but my character is going to help him.
Okay.
I change in my real form.
Ah,
Which real form? The one that we know as Jerry, or the one
No.
no.
Well, oh no, Jerry.
Yeah,
Jerry.
are you sure you want to?
No, I don't want to do it. Jerry.
how distracting am I?
I'm standing between.
Yeah, give me another persuasion check with advantage, and
I
you're
need
kind of
my-
like blocking the eyes.
I need
back.
persuasion to do this.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm helping.
I got a 12.
12. She turns to look, and you.
Please tell me about your medical
Oh,
treatments. I'm
well,
curious.
practice the art of regenerative and restorative. And she starts kind of like answering your questions.
I would actually like to absorb this information.
So what are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to use my laser scalpel,
Okay.
and I'm going to incise the little.
Let me slide a hand.
Okay. 16.
Yeah, as you cut like a 1-inch incision on the back of his neck, you can see a small purple bluish kind of gland pumping. There's like 5 little thin tendrils into like the main artery of his neck, pumping this neurotoxin.
I'm gonna use I'll use the scalpel to just cauterize it right out. Just cauterize those little things and have it drop out.
Give me
Or
a
use my tongs to pull it out.
Yeah, give me a
without
sleight of hand.
Squeezing it.
Yep.
Before it's not squeeze it before it's cauterized. Well, I got 12.
12. Now give me a dex save.
Okay.
12. So as you go to cauterize it and pluck it off, 2 of the toxin strands get a little errant and kind of writhe around and kind of brush across one of your fingers, and you take like 12 points
Ouch.
of poison damage, and you can feel the poison coursing through your form, and you quickly pull the tendril away, and then you drop the creature inside of a vial,
Okay.
like
Alright.
inside one of the like little leftover potion vials that you carry from time to time.
Okay.
You immediately hear coughing as the wound begins to recauterize after you pull out the gland. You watch as the gray sheen on the face of the gentleman kind of pinks up a little bit, warms up, they blush up a little bit, and you hear, and then that's when you notice the adept just stops talking to you and turns really quick to see Gerholm coming to consciousness.
Excuse me.
Oh, where did you?
Where's
How-
the
Oh,
where's
he
the
came
other,
in while you were talking to me. I
Where's
saw
the
him.
other individual that has this affliction?
Oh, she's right over here in this bed over here. What?
Well,
How did you?
you look at if
He's
you look
very
here at
good
his
at-
ankle,
Follows your note.
you see this.
It's a puncture wound.
Yes. And
We
up
missed-
here, there was a nodule up behind his ear that was pumping venom into him. This is the thing that it was.
Can
Vial.
you do that again?
Can you put that
I
in the
think
vial?
so.
Can I watch?
Yes, you can.
So give me a sleight of hand as you go to remove the other gland.
Okay.
from Niceum.
From the
Can
mom?
we put that thing into a vial?
It
So
is
a 10, I got
yeah.
a 10.
10. She's helping, so
Oh, advantage?
you have advantage on that.
Advantage.
Well, don't.
No,
don't-
it came out of the box.
Oh.
That doesn't count.
Come on. Oh, that's not bad. 19.
19. So pluck it out. This time you avoid the tendrils and put it inside another empty vial. And the tendrils, both glands now seem to be shrinking and kind of self-desiccating a bit now that they're not attached to anything.
Okay.
But within a few minutes, the Niceum's skin texture, color starts pinking up. Her cheeks get a little bit purplish red. She begins to cough. Her eyes flutter. Gerholm is now up on his elbow, looking around, looking very weak. Meanwhile, other adepts and acolytes are coming over as they realize for the first time in the few days that they've been here, they're responsive. Gerholm looks over to see his daughter. Huh. And the daughter just goes screaming over into Gerholm's arms and
Crap, I forgot to ask what her name is. It's okay.
So this seemed like one of the ones that I dealt with.
her name is Ziri.
Ziri?
This was caused by a creature. And your daughter seems to think that there's an individual that might be wanting to do you harm.
Gerholm just looks at you. Sorry, Ziri, please. Ziri, what have you been telling them?
In Jerry's head, I'm gonna message him and say we may want to probe the uncle.
He might have bugs.
He might have something
Oh.
in him too.
Oh, yes. Oh, you mean the one that's causing them to... Oh, okay.
Ziri, what have you been telling them? Uncle Bernard, you know he wants the business. And he was acting very strange that day you and Mom fell ill, and well, he was over there telling them lies when they went to go question him. Gerholm looks from Ziri to the three of you. I'm sorry.
Just get
A
better.
child's wild imagination, I'm sure.
Just get
Is
better.
your name Jeffrey?
No, my name's Gerholm.
Your nephew called you Jeffrey.
There's something wrong here.
Yeah, and he also
Are
called
you wealthy?
your wife.
The family, or yes, we have.
So if you were to
Interests.
die, what would happen with your...
Well, it all transfer over to Zerby.
Of course.
A small child.
Oh, she would be under the tutelage of Berna. But I don't
Be
understand how
cautious.
he would have involvement. I mean, these are insect bites, clearly.
That's what we'd like to find out with your permission.
Do you remember that wolf that I got out of the place? You were with us, weren't you?
I was unconscious.
No, it was before that. In the town before the spiders.
No, he wasn't in the town.
He was the
No.
because he was with us since Hatfield, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we took a side trip.
Luga was after Hatfield,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he was
but-
with us, right?
but he's unconscious. He was unconscious in Hatfield.
What?
The situation.
He's been sick since Hatfield
Yeah,
and unconscious since
thought-
Hatfield.
yeah.
So he was okay.
So he would
Yeah.
know.
No,
Never mind. I thought they were more or less semi-conscious
No,
before the spiders.
no. They've pretty much been in the same state.
Where are we?
If you want it.
Oh shit, we're in Galwick.
Yes.
We've been out for days.
Yes.
Yes.
There's
Need to
been
get
some
this
strange
first one
bugs.
so I can
People are
probe.
creatures, animals
Maybe
have
you
been
can go
infested
in
by
it when he's
bugs.
asleep.
So it feels like there might be a connection.
If he sleeps.
I don't know because I don't know anything.
Of course not. Be careful.
Well, I
Keep your
think you
wits
should
about
stay
you.
here and let the clerics.
the main
heal
priest
you
is kind of
with their magic.
You can't even do that with a straight face.
And
Yeah, I mean, eventually the main priestess that runs this wing of the hospital kind of sees the collection of people in the groups. And, what is Oh, looks at both at the attendees as well as patients. And, well, this is quite a miracle. Who's responsible for this?
Jerry is very good with healing.
Yes, you'll have to share that method with us. But for now, keep an eye on the child and let us get them on their feet first before they answer too many more questions.
Okay.
Just give us some time. We will get them back on their feet. That's okay. Maybe come back tomorrow morning.
Keep an eye
Alright.
out for bugs.
Sure. We will accomplish that task.
Jerry, do you still have your bug in a jar?
Bug in
Yes.
a jar? What do you mean?
I show him the bug in the jar.
Oh, by the gods, what is that?
This is what I believe poisoned them.
Or something similar? He pulled that out
May
of
I?
a wolf head.
She takes it from you and she holds it. Watches her. She closes her eyes and then she does something and he watches a signet on her neck kind of glows briefly. That's fascinating. I have no knowledge or understanding of what this is.
Yes, they're inhabiting some wolf's brains when
In wolf's brain.
and
We have
controlling-
heard rumors of wolf attacks.
And well, the wolves were being controlled by these.
It seems very complex for an insect to be able to do that.
I don't believe they're from around here.
Well, didn't you have more?
Why not tell them everything I say in your head? Don't I have a lot of things I'm not going to tell them about?
Well,
Keep your bark shut for a minute.
it's important for people to know, right?
Not right now.
But what if it prevents more death?
Give them enough. They'll figure
Buddy
it
just
out.
gives you eyes.
He's
No,
still Jerry.
I'm Jerry.
No, I know. I'm just kidding.
So much for getting out of this place alive. I knew identity with you two.
Okay, well, Jerry, come on. Go back into Bunny.
All right.
Well, anyways, for the information, we'll keep an eye out. We'll keep them safe. We'll request a couple of the town's guards be placed outside of the temple as well, just in circumstance. Please let me get them back on their feet, and we will take care of the child as well.
Okay.
Thank
If
you.
they have any visitors, I
Shall
would
we say no visitors then?
no visitors and detain them and stall them and let us know that they're there. We're at the
I-
Azure Hammer.
I can do that.
But we're going to go question some people that might be involved in this.
Good. Well, good luck. If there's anything else we can help you with, just let us know.
We should probably let
Thank
Aaron
you.
know that they're okay too.
I'm sure he'll hear. Let's
Let's
go
just
talk
keep
to-
this to ourselves for now. We don't want to have some people to find out that they're all better now.
What's your brother's name?
My brother, Bernard.
Werner? Not Redder?
Oh, Bernard.
Mm,
Why are there dice on my floor?
can't imagine why.
They roll ones. That's why.
I have rolled 2 20s and 2 1s. I'm par for the course.
I'm really horrible tonight.
Dude, I don't want to hear it. I'm rolling horrible.
You got
We're all rolling
You're-
horrible.
you're
tonight.
rolling-
We're all rolling
I-
horrible.
The
I-
tonight,
last, the
folks.
last
there was a
couple,
19, an
the last couple have
18,
been
a
good.
17.
Even
yeah,
when
but
I
they
have
were like
advantage,
5
I'm rolling
ones
crap.
and 2s.
That's true.
I rolled advantage and got a 9 and a 5.
I think
Ow.
Right?
I've decided to start making a tally at the top to see how like 20s versus 1s
Mhm.
per
It
session.
can't be as worse as D&D Beyond's dice rolls. So.
Or roll 20. I'm seriously sure that those rolls are rigged to
Like anything you have
You know
proficiency
what's
in to
really
roll
cool?
low.
In GURPS, you want to roll lower.
Mm-hmm.
So all of my dice that like roll poorly,
I
I just take them to my GURPS game.
How do they do?
Well, they roll high.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
That's where you're getting your. It's like you have to be careful about that. You know. It's like
I know.
You
I
have to
should
keep
just whisper to my dice. This is a GURPS game.
no. So you see, here's the thing. You have to have your loyal dice. They will give you ones and they will give you 20s, but throwing them away, you're throwing away your chance of getting better dice
I didn't
rolls.
throw them away. I brought threw them away. I only threw one. I
Is
brought
she
threw
going home
one.
with Larry?
Yeah.
I know it's harder for her to drive these days because of her arm, right?
Yeah. It's gotta be bad.
All right, so you guys eventually have this conversation on your way out of the Wild Mother Temple.
Before we leave, I
Mhm.
have we step into a alcove and
Just a little cloistered area. Yeah.
Jerry, turn back into Bunny.
Don't look at me. She's looking at you.
All right.
Back into his ice fox form. You created this monster.
Jerry, you're
Who's Jerry?
This is Bunny.
funny.
Jerry ran away.
Jerry B.
Jerry joined the circus.
JB.
JB, right? Okay, gotcha.
Okay,
Yes.
we continue on.
Yeah, we're walking.
Okay.
You definitely are softer this way. I don't know if you're cute. People seem to think you are. But you're okay being yourself too.
Okay.
You can be yourself around us.
Oh, thanks.
It's like someone who doesn't understand emotion and someone who has no emotion are having a conversation about emotion.
I'm literally mimicking like things that are coming out of my mouth are just things that I've heard people say in comfort.
So
It reminds me of Sephora.
we're gonna go try and find the brother,
Okay.
the
Heading,
liar.
yeah,
Trying
heading
hard to
out
practice words.
of the temple and going to the far side of the Lions District where all of the caravans are kind of out in the parade grounds on the perimeter of the district. You head through the outer gate walls and you make your way to the fairgrounds. Looking around, you can see the wagoned area where they were at. The three of you give me perception checks as you kind of are looking around as you make your way over there.
That would be 5.
17.
23?
For the two of you, you weren't there before,
Mm-hmm.
but you immediately, like your little fox nose is like twitching. There's like a strange smell here. Coming from one of the wagons, a very strange smell. As you get closer, you realize their little cloister of 5 wagons, everything is half finished, and there's no sign of either the brother or his wife, let alone the couple other people that were there with them.
Are the wagons still the wagons?
Wagons are still there. The backs of the Vargos are open. Crates are like in half positions, like half moved position.
Like they took off right after these guys talked.
Don't know. Just there's a smell
Uh-huh.
that you're getting in the air coming from the Vardo on the left.
All right, I'll go check it out.
Okay, you watch as
Probably.
Bunny skitters off your shoulder. Kind of figured.
There you go, buddy. Wow.
Kind of skitters off your shoulder. As you head over there, you scamper up the edge of the wheel, and now it's really pungent. And as you go under the flap into the wagon, you realize you've run across a hand and over an arm, and there's a figure in the wagon, and the top of its head is ruptured outward.
Yep.
And the internal like gray matter and the viscera is just kind of pooling up in the bottom of the floor. And then you could see with give me a survival check as you're quickly kind of like looking around on the internal of the wagon.
Really?
Oh my God.
What'd you get?
A 1.
A
So
1.
I
Is that
got a
one that you
5.
have? Is that one that you have advantage?
No, I don't.
Looking around, there's no sign of anybody else in here
Hmm.
or anything else in here.
Okay.
But then, as the breeze kind of wafts through the Vardo, similar smell coming from one of the other wagons.
I'll go check the other wagon.
There are 2 forms in this wagon, both their heads ruptured outward. Give me another survival check.
So a 14.
14. One of the heads that had ruptured outward and like the gelatinous interior is kind of on the floor.
Hmm.
You can see little like sauropod kind of like footprints, like little like tic tacs,
Yeah.
like something
Right.
small, an insect had skittered through it.
Mhm.
And you can see the little blood trail that it leaves behind as it crawled out and down to the outside of the Vardo.
Where's the nearest camp from here?
Oh, there's dozens of them all around you.
I'm going to see if I can
Follow.
smell it with my nose and follow the trail to where it's
Okay,
going.
give me another survival check as you continue to follow. Are you letting both Willa
Yeah.
and Jade know?
How many wagons were there?
5.
10. I got
We're
a,
gonna
I got a
check the other
base 10.
3.
I got 10.
Okay. The other 3 have the 2 remaining, so everybody's accounted for. And you go and confirm,
They're all dead though.
yeah, all their heads.
So
have been
everybody
ruptured
that we
open
saved is dead.
What are you talking about?
of that group.
So much for saving people.
What'd you get?
I got a 10.
Yeah, you lose it in the snow.
Okay.
It disappears into a rather large, deep pile of snow, and you just lose the trail, lose the track.
Trying to think outside the box here.
Do you need some help, Jerry?
I'm going to try.
Well, he's off the edge. You
Yeah.
two give me investigation as you continue to search the wagons.
I'm gonna try detect thoughts.
Ooh, interesting.
18.
What's the
Yeah.
range? Did we establish a range for that
Let me look
version
it
of
up.
it for you?
No, let me look it up. real quick.
Okay.
18.
18?
It says the spell is, so I just gotta
8.
look this up.
8. So, as you're investigating one of the wagons, you come across a journal. And it was like tucked underneath one of the corpse's arms, like it was being held onto for a reason. Pluck it from their arm, and it says on the cover of it, it says the Tawny Plains Ledger in Corp. And you quickly flip it open and you realize it's the entire holdings and listings of a of the guild that the 2 had mentioned to you and that Zuri had mentioned. And as you're reading through it, you realize they have holdings all throughout Othanzia. They have port holdings along the southern coastal region. You realize that they are part of a distribution guild where they're responsible for distributing food and other material mercantile stuff all throughout the major areas of Othanzia, including a holding of an airship route out of Vasselheim. This is an intricately well-connected organization.
I'll find about that later.
So the rule set says 30 feet according to
Yeah.
Paradox.
30 feet.
And we
Yeah.
never altered that.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
I just wanted to keep it just
Yeah.
right. So 30 feet, but I have it's good for 1 minute. So
So where do you want to try to use it?
well, I want to try to from if I notice say the trail led off into the snow and it was basically going this direction.
There's about 4 camps about 100 feet away from where you lose the trail.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to those camps and then walk by them within that minute
Okay.
to see if I pick up the same type of mind that when I kind of melded with that one. that
Okay.
kind of like if I can pick up something like that.
So you begin to skirt the edges of the camp. Give me a stealth check just for because you are in bunny form or you're in your
Shits
fox
Oh
form.
my god, I cannot roll.
You guys have all been rolling shitty
Oh my
tonight.
god,
True.
tonight's
I rolled 2 natural
horrible.
20s, 2 natural 1s, 18.
I got a 6.
17.
It was a generalized
Another
statement,
18. Okay.
Willa.
I got a 6. I got a. Oh wait, no, it's.
The laws of averages,
Yeah.
you guys have been rolling pretty shitty.
I got 6.
2 20s, 2 1s. Sorry.
I got a 6.
6? I mean,
So I'm not stealthy. So
you're not stealthy. I mean, people are.
I'm sniffing around looking.
Yeah, at one point you watch as a shoe gets thrown at you and kind of tumbles and get out of here, you stupid varmint. And you kind of quickly skitter away.
Mhm.
That first camp, no immediate signs of anything. You go to the second camp, then the third. It's the fourth camp that you pick up on something. Almost like somebody is in complete fear and terror. And as you get a little bit closer to the camp, you can see a shadow of someone in the wagon looking down at the floorboards, and they're pressed up against the wagon wall in the interior. And your detection of their thoughts is they panic to the point they can't even scream it.
God, I don't know if I think I could. I feel like I know these things enough to where I would probably go in there and see if I could, like.
Give me
something.
give me acrobatics with advantage because you're in your fox
Right.
form.
Acrobatics with advantage. So acrobatics got 11.
11, give it a 10 because it's icy and cold, but
Okay.
you're in your animal form. Skitter up the wheel and underneath the cover of the Vardo, and as you come into the Vardo, you can see a very well dressed female. She's wearing like casual attire, but very tastefully dressed.
Okay.
She's pressed up against the canvas, looks down to see you poke your nose and head underneath
Mhm.
the canvas as you come into the space. And she looks away from you and looks down at the floorboard, and there's this foot diameter insect like creature that is steadily moving towards her. The fangs
Mhm.
protrude maybe about 3 inches in length. And you can see that it has a thin barbed like tail hovering over its body.
Mhm.
And you watch as a dart comes shooting out of its tail, sticks into the canvas to the right of her head. And then you realize there's 3 of these barbs stuck in the canvas.
Okay.
She's been dodging these shots now. And
Um,
you can see sweat pouring down her face, and she's just terrified.
I'm going to mind spike it.
Okay. What's the save on that?
Uh,
Or is that just a roll to hit?
wisdom save to take half damage.
That would be a 4. That will not save.
Okay.
How many dead bodies did these things erupt from? There's gotta be a lot of these.
6. As far as you can tell, it was 6.
There's gotta be 6 of these things running around.
So 15 points of damage.
You just watch it. It just ruptures, comes apart in pieces. You see the tail goes off to one end, the legs off to another end, and she's like, she's looking around confused at what just happened. And your detect thoughts is still kind of pulsing in the
Okay.
background.
Mhm.
That you could sense the panic of small children from another wagon.
All right. I run over there.
Skitter across the snow.
Gonna have
Up the
mind
wheel
spike
as you
to use.
Yeah, as you poke in, you can see 3 small kids with a stick as they're jamming it at 2 of these insects approaching them, and the barbs are hanging from wood, and from there's a 4th person on the bottom of the floor, and you can see the barb is sticking out of their neck,
Okay.
and they seem to be unconscious.
Okay, so I'm gonna use. I'll use my mind blast on them.
Go for it.
Alright.
Wisdom, right?
Both of them?
Alright. No, this is just a shoot.
Oh yeah, this is
Mind spike was a spell. I
That's
can't
right.
use it again. Okay, miss.
It explodes right in front of them.
Uh,
And the 2 creatures, their tails turn, Their appendages and mandibles kind of clack, and they quickly disappear through the openings of the floorboards. And you hear, and they hear skittering off into the snow.
I go to the one that's got the barb, and I will use like tweezers to pull it out of their neck so I
Yeah.
don't touch it.
You're in your fox form.
I'll turn back into the old. Yeah.
The kids are like,
You want a hand right here?
all 3 children pass out.
Okay.
They were just having a very
They
elaborate
just
nightmare.
Fainted. They just watched an ice fox turn into a halfling.
All ice fox are halflings. Did you know the legend of the ice fox?
Magic. And it's magic, folks.
And
Anyway.
you slide a hand as you go to pluck out the barb.
All right. Come on, guys. What are you doing to me? Get on board with what we're trying to do here.
You have to have your hurdle.
Oh yeah, I mean, the other ones are going okay though. Just this one.
The other ones are supposed to get the other ones.
What'd you get? A 1?
3.
A 3?
Plus everything.
You go to pluck out the barb, and then a little spit of the venom kind of
Of course.
comes up towards you. Give me a con save.
I'm dead if you don't make this. A 2.
Is
Take
pretty
4
nasty.
points of poison damage because it's not as bad
Okay.
as the other poison was.
Okay.
This is just like kind of like pulling a straw from a Capri Sun. It just kind of spits a little of the poison on you to just give you a little bit of a burn of the poison on
Okay.
your fingertips.
Okay. So I got it out.
Yeah, and they're definitely poison, but looks like it's designed to knock them out.
So
Okay.
that they can crawl in their head.
Okay.
If you were there, you could ask me.
So do we see evidence?
I yell at them. There's 2 more. Get over here.
You hear from a camp about 200 feet off to your right. You see the halfling head of Jerry stick his head out,
Mhm.
and he yells that out to the 2 of you.
Can we see him?
Oh yeah, he's
No, I mean the insect, crawly insect.
no, you're too
No.
far away.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna look for footprints, insect foot. Okay.
Are we near woods? Do I get extra speed?
I mean, you're in the middle of the
That's true.
fairgrounds where all the caravans
That's
are.
true.
Running over to Jerry.
And the 2 of you go racing over to where Jerry
I just
is.
want there to be woods
There's
everywhere.
3 like fainted children and a 4th, and then an adult that looks to be unconscious, very kind of ashen in appearance.
Are they okay?
They'll be okay, but there's 2 more.
Okay.
They
let's
went
see.
underneath the wagon. They're skittering off somewhere.
In the ashen one's mouth, put a good berry.
Her eyes flare open.
Take care of the
Wait.
Take care of the
children.
Take
children.
care of your children. They're okay.
They
Okay.
just
They
fainted.
just fainted.
Oh, where did that bug go?
We're
Those
going after-
bugs.
We're going after him.
We're going after him. One's dead here, so be careful if there's poison around.
Oh, okay. You know you don't have any eyebrows.
Yes, he's aware.
Yes, I'm aware
Let's
of
go.
that. It's my head.
We're already
Come
out.
around and
We're
jump
already
out.
out. We're already searching for bugs.
Sorry, her passive's 17, so
No,
she
that's fine.
picked up on
Looking for
that.
You know, when you've been poisoned and you just come out of consciousness and you see a bald person in front of you, so it's like,
I cast my Will Smith spell.
Too soon.
Is that too soon? Or too soon? Oh,
So the 3 of you jump out of the wagon, start looking around. 3 of you give me survival checks, please. So you start to look for
I have advantage in survival.
signs and
Yeah.
I don't care what you roll.
I got a natural 20.
I do care.
Plus
I got a
3.
2.
Natural 20 plus 3.
Okay,
Lord.
and that's where we're gonna end it, folks. See you guys next week when we can roll better.
I got a 10.
A 10. So, Will, as you're watching the 2 of them frantically search for any telltale signs,
Blind sight.
you immediately see like a small kind of like wasteland sagebrush nearby,
Mhm.
and you tap into it quickly. You kind of grab
It's like I
on to
feel
the
it.
edge of it, and your tremor sense kicks
Yeah,
in.
it's not sure
And
about
about 60 feet off to your right, heading in the direction of another camp, you sense 4 of the insects. Doing Jerry math, you heard him blurt out that he killed 1.
Mhm.
4 are going towards one camp. There's 1 unaccounted for.
I hope it's not in someone's brain. Guys, there's 1 unaccounted for. There's 4 going towards the camp.
Let's run towards the camp.
Right.
You guys start running in the direction that Willow points to. As you're running, you can see 4 thin trails of snow kind of collapsing as these things are moving through it. You watch as they kind of surface for a moment, and they're about 40 feet in front of you at this point.
I want to shoot them.
I would
What
like...
are you using? Your bow?
Horse arrow.
Yeah, go for it. Give me a roll.
I'll use
Fire.
Okay.
I'll use my
Can I use one of my heroic actions?
Absolutely. Describe it for me.
I would like the vegetation around it to spring up and kind of wrap around them.
All how many of them? Well, there's 4 of them running. Give me a D4.
That's only 1.
1. You watch as Willa focuses. She jams her hands into the soil and the snow. You watch as a series of vegetative, like, sprouts start popping up. One of them is completely in a sphere of, like, natural material and bramble. And it's like hissing and clacking as it can't get out of it. What'd you get?
18.
18. You just see, like, a spurt of insect goo kind of pop up. What are you doing?
I'll try to use my mind blast again.
Okay, go for it.
You've been judged to be a bad dice, so you have to go over here and be shot by fighting squad. Ready, aim, fire. 12.
12. Your mind blast arcs over and
Yes.
as it does,
Oh.
it kind of like shatters the ground around them. One of them just kind of jumps up in the air and comes apart from the shock of the effect of the mind blast.
Okay.
But then off to the right, going towards a totally different campsite, you see the snow collapsing as the only one that's either not captured or destroyed is trying to escape towards another campsite. Okay, you start running after it. You gather up the one that you captured.
Mm-hmm.
You can see Jerry's running after one that's kind of
Following the one he's following.
okay.
Right.
It's roughly about 50 feet in front of you now.
Okay.
Is there any
so
way I can
it's
try
doing-
to find the other one?
I'm gonna try to.
Give me a nature check.
I'm gonna try and shoot it.
Give me a
Come
d20.
on. I'm gonna try to mind blast it again. Finally.
It's a
18,
9.
19, 20, 22.
9. As your arrow sinks into the ground well short of it, you just watch where it was, like just craters from your mind strike, from your mind blast, and pieces of the insect go everywhere. What'd you get?
You said nature?
Yeah.
And nature is only 8. Yeah.
Yeah, looking around, you kind of jam your hands into the soil, trying to feel for any natural elements that could reach out and figure out what this last one is. No sense of it.
I'm gonna go back to the original. I think that it might have gotten inside of the person we woke up because it already had a dart and it was already unconscious.
So you head back to the original camp?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that you came from where the
We
female
did.
had?
Female
good berry.
already had a dart
Okay.
in her.
That we put the good berry in.
Yeah. As you come back, in your halfling form, she seems to have gotten the kids out of the wagon,
Mhm.
and other members of the camp are circling around, trying to. They're listening to, and then it.
I checked. I said I have to check your children to make sure they're okay.
And she turns. Oh. Gerald, this was the man that the halfling that saved us. If it wasn't for him, I think we'd be dead. The drover comes over and goes, you want to check the children? What do you think they've been bit?
Need to check. Yes.
Very
Maybe.
well. The two kind of stand aside and give me investigation as you begin to check the 3 small.
I'm gonna check the children, then I'm gonna check her.
Okay.
One investigation. Oh, I get advantage in investigation. Fine, I'm starting to roll good. 22.
No signs of ankle punctures that you can
Okay.
see,
And no neck.
and nothing on the children at all.
Okay.
Her wound is already kind of closed up a bit. There's a little bit of like pus leaking
Uh,
from the effect.
That's not.
You get the feeling that the stingers are designed to immobilize.
right.
You probably interfered with it before it could.
Okay. Before it could
Find its way into her.
Get into
Yeah.
her. Okay.
Can we go back to where we saw the brain exposed and see if we can find tracks going elsewhere?
Mm-hmm. Give me fresh investigation checks this time, since you're taking a little more time.
Can I go too?
Mm-hmm.
No. That's only an 8.
Good dice. Good dice.
Yeah. I got a 5.
Are you?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can see the two of them over there searching.
Am I doing a survival or
Investigation at this point.
Excuse me.
That's
Sorry.
Smash is like, oh, Grandpa Ivar.
17.
17. As you two are searching around, eventually Jerry comes over in his halfling form. Kind of explains what he just did over at the other site. And you're free to tell them your theory that these things are designed to immobilize.
Right.
And then probably,
And then enter
in
the body.
fact, you guys scrounge and search and scrounge and search. No sign of that sixth one. Counted for 1 and the 4. She has 1 captured in a natural kind of like spherical prison she was able to bring into existence.
Is there any way you can use this one to track the other one, Jerry?
I mean, you do have the memory of the hive mind experience you had
Yeah.
with the one.
Yeah. I'll.
Is he getting fussy, honey?
Okay.
Right, tired, huh?
So I'm gonna try a version of my animal friendship,
Okay.
and I'm going to. I know
Are
the
you,
hive.
are you beast mastering right now?
Kind of. No. What I'm thinking is, okay, as a hive, it's intelligent,
You kind of got that vibe, yeah.
but as a single entity,
they become more desperate.
they're more animalistic. So
Yeah.
then my animal friendship might give me at least a little bit of insight into like maybe where the other one is. Maybe this one could.
Give me an insight check as you
Okay.
begin to think about that it's disconnected from the hive mind and might be very frantic.
23.
23. You begin to think the way it might think. And if this thing's survival instinct is kicked in, you begin to look around, and there you see it. Another camp. There's 2 individuals arguing. There is a rope station that looks like it was holding a horse.
Mhm.
And they seem to be arguing about a horse that was stolen.
Horse for brains.
Oh
Okay.
man, the bug stole the horse.
I'll go over there and see if I can pick up the horse's trail.
So as you rush over there, you can see the horse's trail easily can be followed.
Okay.
It moves out onto the main route, and it looks like it's heading in the easterly direction on the main caravan.
Does
route
it
that
look
you
like it's
guys-
walking or galloping?
It's moving fast. You can tell by the distance of the tracks
Mhm.
that it is galloping at full tilt. It is moving at a high rate of speed.
Is there any other horses?
They're-
Not that you can see around. I mean, they're all tethered, but they're tethered to all the different wagon groups.
We need to get that horse.
Give me a survival check as you kind of take note of.
I take note of nothing.
You're hot and cold.
I don't even know what the weather is today, and I'm out in it. That's how bad I roll.
You're trying to imagine how long of a head start it's had,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
hard to tell. You come racing back over to them.
It's in a horse. It's gone.
Well, we can see if we can track it down. We can probably follow the tracks.
We need to hurry. It's at full. It's it's moving very quickly.
Let's see if we can borrow some horses. I'm gonna find the caravan
We'll
map.
ask the
Aaron.
caravan that we just helped
Yeah.
and say we need horses.
The caravan.
We'll bring them back,
all
but
got
we need them.
explodey
We need them
brains.
quickly.
Are there horses there?
Yeah, there's 4 horses amongst that.
Caravan that has explodey brains. Let's just take one of those.
Mhm.
4 of those. 3
All
of
right, we'll
those.
take them and
Okay.
take off.
I
Well,
mean,
if
they
I
don't
ride
have
with
any
one
of their
of
tack on them. It'll take about 15 minutes to get them ready, or you can ride them as is.
Just ride them as is. We got to get going.
So
I'm
give
gonna
me,
use my vines to kind of tether myself to the
yeah,
horse.
give me animal handling with advantage. You guys give me regular animal handling, please.
I already used my animal friendship, so that's screwed.
So, yeah, you already used that.
15.
15? Okay.
Use my mind spike.
Ah,
Animal handling.
Oh, sorry, that's 16. I was looking at acrobatics.
I got a 14.
Okay.
I
16.
fall off my horse.
What'd you get?
I got a 5.
A 5? Yours slows down. You're struggling because without a saddle, without the bit and the bridle, you're kind of all over the place. It's zigzagging in the snow, forcing you to have to slow down. Meanwhile, you watch as Willa and Jerry's horses just kind of take a steady pace down the road, galloping. You two look behind to see that Jade's a good 100 feet behind you and kind of falling back slightly as she seems to be struggling controlling her mount.
We just keep going.
You should have just.
Okay.
You should have just
One of us has to get
rode,
to
rode
Okay.
Ivory.
Ivory's in the room, isn't she?
I don't know.
Fresh animal handling.
Still
Fresh
advantage?
animal handling.
Do I still have advantage?
Did we?
Oh,
Ivory's still in
18.
the room, right? Yeah.
I got an 18.
Do I
Okay.
still have advantage?
Yeah, because you use the vine to attach yourself to the horse.
Okay. 17 plus 3, so
30,
10.
20. 10. You're gradually getting it under control, but you're drifting further and further back. You guys are now maybe 400 feet and quickly moving out of range of Jade.
It's fine.
You, for the next 5 minutes, it's struggle, it's faster, struggle, faster. You get to about a mile outside of town on the main caravan route.
Mhm.
You can see huge feeding pens off to your right. Thousands of sheep and cattle,
Oh, okay.
like in preparation for, being drove back in the direction of the Othanzia Central Highlands. And there in the snow, the horse. See the top of its head is shattered open and it's splayed out in the snow.
it could be one of these.
You guys rear and stop
I
near
start
it.
killing every single
No.
sheep, every single.
Is there a way for you to use your unique sense of magic to detect it?
Mines. Can only do-
Eventually, as they're frantically looking around, Jade comes in, barely keeping this thing.
She's backwards on the horse.
My fur does not like the sitting on a horse bareback.
I get you with it.
Three of you are back together again.
We have to
The
eliminate
horse's
all these
remains are there.
animals.
The horse is open. Looking to the right side of the track, there's maybe 200-300 head of cattle to your right,
Mhm.
and maybe 1,000 head of sheep to your left, and all these different pens, and kind of like a feeding pen
Are there any
before they get
tracks?
drove.
Any tracks from the bug?
Give me a survival check.
We're gonna slaughter so many cattle.
We have to slaughter them.
What don't matter to the? What don't matter with you, puppet?
14.
I get.
14.
I get.
Kind of convoluted, mostly because when they arrived on horseback, they kind of tacked around the area a little bit, and the creature's small enough. No, I mean, there's plenty of signs of things moving about, but nothing specific that is obvious.
I just wanted to see if it was like left or right.
Right.
Mind spike. Mind spike. Mind spike. Mind spike. Mind spike.
There's all this blood
Mind
pouring
spike.
out of Jerry's nose.
Is there any evidence of maybe one of the sheep or cattle having left the herd?
Give me a survival check as you begin to check the pens.
Like, no, that's read a 2.
Yeah, not that you could tell. I mean,
Are any of the sheep or cattle acting?
give me a nature check as you stare at both pens. Begin to examine them as best you can.
Ivar. D&D babysitter.
Hired.
Hired.
14. 14 again.
Hard to tell. I mean, they're docile creatures to begin with. No obvious signs of anything out of the ordinary.
Hey, you! And I want to look for anyone that turns around.
You yell that out?
Yeah, and the one cow that turns around looks at me. I blast him. No, blast him with my pipe.
About a dozen cows turn to look at you.
No, I go, there he is! And then and one of them goes like that, and then, boom, I got you now. Anyway. Well, we'll have to kill all of them. Or
We have to kill all of them.
mathematically, we just need to leave then if we're not going to kill them.
Can we probe them?
How long have you got? They're in a corral. Simply light it on fire.
Well, the caravan doesn't have to leave for another day and a half.
We'll just have to keep an eye out. Oh, okay.
Pay attention to me, Grandpa Ivar.
Oh, I'm gonna get you.
If you're male with glasses and you're old, you look like my dad.
No, what the matter? Here. Okay, let's look at babies again. Because babies keep babies happy.
Interestingly.
Early afternoon is turning
Let me
into
get
late
it.
afternoon at
Okay,
this
let me
part.
get it.
At this point, you guys have burnt a lot of
Let
time
me get it.
chasing, examining, trying to deal with this. You're still at the horses.
Was there only one insect unaccounted for?
Only one based on the math of those that.
Can we follow the tracks from the horse then?
There we go.
I don't
Here's
think
the
it'll
favorite one.
lead to
Here's the
much,
favorite
but-
one. Look.
There, as far as you can tell, there are none.
A bloody, I guess.
No.
Well,
It's almost as if the horse was in full gallop, and then the head exploded, and the horse is just like splayed out with its nuzzle buried into the ground.
Can I extract the horse's skull?
The
I'll
what?
send you
The
this clip
horse's
so you
skull.
can use it.
Yeah. Give me
Look
give me
at
medicine
that
check.
baby. Look at that baby. Huh?
How old is your nephew? 4 months?
That would be
Oops.
a 17.
Sebastian's not.
I mean, you
on
strip
the-
off the
Find a way.
flesh as best as you can. You disconnect the muscle tissue from the neck, and the head comes away.
Willy, you want another head?
There's a reason.
The top of its skull is completely shattered open, and there's like a 3-inch diameter hole in the top of its head where it's all fractured and moving away.
Horsey.
You managed to detach the head. I mean, it takes some time to actually flay off the skin and meat and
Oh no.
So-
get it to just be the skull. Right now, you have the head for the most part.
So there's all these sheep and cattle. Are they left unattended? Is there nobody watching them?
Give me a perception check.
I'm not very perceptive. Oh, but 15 plus 3. So 18.
18. You start looking around, and in the midst of the herd of cattle,
Mhm.
you can see 2 individuals on horseback that seem to be kind of moving cautiously through the cattle. And then to the left, you can see about 3 or 4 young, like teenager in age, with sheep hoop. They're sheep hoop hooks, kind
I
of.
thought you said sheep poop.
Yeah.
Herders.
Yeah, I mean, they're sheep hooks. They're not technically herders. They're just using a tool designed to like manage the sheep. But they seem to be on the peripheral of the where the sheep are kept, and they're dumping kind of like small buckets of feed into little troughs on the interior of the fence.
I would like to go to the one that were on horses, right? They look like they're in charge, probably.
As you get up to the
Joe,
edge
get out
of the
water.
pen
It's bad water.
and kind of look like deep into their space,
Yeah.
they're a solid 500 feet in the middle of the main
Oh, no.
cattle herd.
They got horses, right?
Well, they're on horses,
Look at that sleeping baby. Look at this.
but I mean, they don't notice you. They just seem to be busy dealing with the cows.
I would like to approach them. Like, hail.
Look at that sleepy baby.
From the edge of the paddock, like
What
the
did you do?
the corral area that they're in, there's no way in to it unless you crawl and want to actually walk through all the cattle.
Oh,
I would like to attempt to do that.
Okay. Kind of get over the pen, and you begin to kind of like walk towards them. They immediately pivot on their horses and come moving as quickly as safely as they can. Are you mad, woman?
Quite possibly.
Get out!
I
Get out of our pen!
I feel the need to warn you. I am a member of the
Azure Hammer.
Azure Hem. So I was looking. When was that? I need to keep writing that down. And we have come across something that's quite dangerous. There is a insectoid-like creature that is unknown to clerics and healing people. They poison and they infiltrate the mind of the...
They seem very confused by this, and all they see is blood and like skin on your hands.
I show them the skull that I just extracted. They burrow themselves inside the skull of animals and humans.
Give
We
me
believe-
persuasion with disadvantage.
We
Because you
believe...
did start the conversation off with, I might be mad.
Yeah. I got a natural 20 and a 12. So, 12.
Well, they look... Get out of the pen. You'll spook the cows, and they will go into stampede.
Will
out.
you follow me and I will...
No, get out of our pen.
Do you,
You
want...
two can hear the yelling going back and forth.
I am backing myself up. It's like, you are going to get yourself killed.
No,
Willa,
you're going to get yourself killed.
I know
And
the
that's-
cows.
And the steer and the cows are beginning to like get really kind of freaked out and spooked, and they're moving about.
I'm...
As you're backing away trying to get out of the pen,
Mhm.
you two give me perception checks as you're kind of realizing that Willa might have gotten herself into a situation.
Perception check, Bubba. Look, man, you're luck. Look, we got a 15. 16, 17. I got 19.
Okay.
I got 19 because
I
of
got
you.
15.
Two of you see a cow, purposely look at her, and begin
He's
to
looking for a
charge
nip.
her, almost as if it's kind of like aware, like suspiciously aware.
Jerry, I think it's that one.
I need you to give me a dex save with disadvantage, please.
I
Whoa.
think he wants a nip.
Okay.
That's just me, though.
1.
I think he's looking for
One.
mine, and I don't have a big one.
I
As
turned
you
into a shrew.
turn, as you turn to run towards the railing,
Mhm.
and the two drovers see you, and they look and they say, "Oh shit!" and they start trying to pivot to intercept the cow. This huge beast just slams into you.
Can I turn
Uh,
into a tree?
Too late. It slams into you, doing 31 points of bludgeoning
How many?
damage,
31 points. I'm almost unconscious.
and sends you flying through the air, and you kind of like slam into the railing, and you're kind of like forced to go underneath the railing. You pull yourself, and then you watch as the cow just slams into the railing like it's trying to get at you.
I'm gonna, like, attack
The cow?
with my mind blast.
Okay. You watch as you're pulling yourself through underneath the railing. You look over to see Jerry frantically racing towards you.
19.
And just as he gets near it, go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay. Come on.
Okay, well
There we
done.
go. It's 7.
7,
So 7, 8, so 10.
10.
10
So
damage.
as this cow is slamming into the fence post, you just suddenly watch as from half of its head down to its neck just ruptures
Oh.
from some psychic energy that you didn't pick up on, and the cow just falls flat
Its
in
head,
the ground.
Check its head. Check its head.
And as it falls flat and you're racing towards it, and you watch as something goes crawling out of its eye socket
I'm gonna
and
shoot
starts
it.
disappearing
it?
into the cow
I
Can I
would
shoot it?
paddock.
I would like to
Can I shoot it?
I would like to use my last heroic action, so I don't want that thing getting anywhere. I had
Okay.
2 of those.
What do you want to do?
I want that like the grass underneath it to spike it.
You barely holding on to conscious, jam your fingers into the ground, and you just will the last bits of blades of grass to coming into a please, and you watch as the grass comes up. It's kind of commingling with some kind of like wire structure and some wood that was in the ground, like it was skittering across, and just watch as the insect just gets shredded by it, and appendages go in all different directions. Meanwhile, the 2 drovers come over to look at their cow, look at you.
Don't
How
worry,
much- how
the
much for the
insect is
cow?
no longer a problem. I'm gonna
How
collapse.
much? How much for the cow?
Well, there's no reason for that. The cow nearly killed your friend. I'm assuming it's smashed its head on the post, and please take your friend and go. We will deal with this.
Okay, I go over and I pick Willa up.
You
Okay.
might want to get the guts from the bug.
It's like points. You can see there's like a 2-foot diameter of space where you can see like arachnid remnants kind of splayed out across it.
I collapse. I've used my mind so much. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
it's like you're
spent.
collapsed.
And I'm spent.
Jerry, can you turn into the fox so I don't have to carry you both?
Oh my god, Swamp Thing, that's so true. I was thinking about
No.
that.
What's that? What's that?
He's like, I'm getting a very John Carpenter vibe.
I'm
The thing.
afraid.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, like we have to
Okay.
put a hot poker in our blood to make sure it's not
Yeah.
we're not infected.
All right. So I pick up Willa and I kick the insect remains. I'm not gonna grab them. They're gross.
Meanwhile, what did you do with the one you contained?
oh, it's still wrapped up.
Yeah, but where?
On her.
So you can see Willa still has a small sphere of the one that's contained. And the way the ivy's kind of intertwined with it, it's like keeping it from being able to. And as you stare at it, you see the mandibles, the tail stinger, but it's all been purposely restrained.
Does it look like the same as the one I have?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what happens
I
when we
think
put
we
the
should
two
just
together.
mind spike it and kill it. I mean, not mind spike it, but mind blast it.
If you want to, I'm not averse.
I'm
She's
really injured.
unconscious.
I'm not
You know,
unconscious.
we
I'm
can't
very.
have another one of these getting
You
out.
should get a good berry.
I should
Yes.
eat my own.
Try again.
That's
You have
not
advantage. It's
cannibalistic at all.
consider,
Oh,
it's,
okay.
it would,
Oh, it'd be considered restrained.
yeah, it'd be
I'm
considered
taking
restrained.
her out of the,
All right, finally. So 21,
paddock.
Okay.
and it does.
So while you guys are recovering, getting Willa back on her feet, Jerry
11
smashes and
damage.
kills
Yeah.
the last of the insect creatures. It's you guys gotta recover,
Short
Again, the-
rest.
get back on
Gather
your
up
horses, and make
Make
your
our
way
way
back.
back.
To where you came from.
I still feel like we should be keeping these bodies as to return turn them to the.
Do
We
you
still have one.
do you
of them.
ladies tell me about the books that you found in there, the log,
Oh,
I
yeah.
found the journal, I
ledgers?
didn't find the ledger.
Yes. I have a theory about why these were infiltrating this caravan specifically. I believe that they're trying to get to the mainland. They're trying to get off of Othanzia. This caravan specifically has an airship that travels beyond these shores.
You have to speak up so that the
Yeah.
microphone can hear you.
They travel beyond these shores. I'm practically unconscious here.
Yes, your character is, but Carolyn is not.
I'm so used to having a mic literally right here and
I know.
talking too loudly.
I know, especially on Tuesday nights.
Try
Tuesday.
this.
Yeah,
Today.
Thea's way louder and noisier.
Try this. Instead of talking like this, talk like this.
That's how you
It's
talk,
Less
Jerry.
weird.
Is it?
People will listen to you.
Jade,
And not
Is
Jade,
this
you're just
become
like
a better
upset.
way to talk to people
she's shaking her head.
without being weird?
I think I'm gonna go talk to the horses.
no respect.
You can talk to horses.
Sometimes.
Well, anyone can talk to an animal
The question is whether
Yeah.
or not they talk back.
or listen.
or understand.
I don't like talking to animals. They always.
This is like the conversation
As we go
on
back.
horseback, like
Right,
going
as we're
back to the
riding back.
fairgrounds.
Leisurely to get back
Um,
over there.
You notice immediately that there are now crowds forming over at the different campsites.
Okay.
The one where you left the bodies,
Mhm.
you can see the half orc Aaron is over there with some of the Azure guards,
We're all
and they begin to watch you approach. Is everything okay?
it is now.
What happened here? And you can see that the bodies have been pulled from the wagon, lined up kind of purposely. These
Well,
are some of
small
our wealthiest
You see
clients.
this.
some of the things that were in the brains of the dire wolf or the wolf?
Yeah.
They were in their brains
They're
too.
attempting to infiltrate these high-ranking officials that are involved in a consortium that ships goods all over the area to
And-
probably propagate themselves and spread themselves all over the area.
All of
Um,
the
You
Yeah.
begin
Yeah.
to look. Could the three of you, please? Can we have this conversation in private?
Yes, I'm
Sure.
quite tired actually.
Okay.
That would be nice.
You asked what's going on.
I was nearly gorged by a
Kind of like
Willow.
gathers the
Willow, why don't you go plant yourself over by Arvardo?
Yes, this is great. You guys know things. I'm
Yeah.
going to go do that. And I
you
will
watch as Willow just staggers off, goes into her tree form.
and I use plant growth to make everything more beautiful.
Yep. Two of you are kind of. Aaron pulls you into a nearby Vardo that's just off in a different camp. He goes, Jerry, well, I appreciate your candor
handed
and
you
your
the drink.
understanding. Really want to spread panic. There's hundreds of potential people here that could be in danger. Do you think you got them all, or should we assume there might be more?
I would assume there's more.
We got the 6 that were here
We
that
How-
were from this group.
How do we verify that? What can we look for to determine this?
look for puncture wounds
Odd behavior.
Where?
behind the ear here, or on the ankle. They're going to put the people into a catatonic state.
Oh, you would know about catatonic, wouldn't you?
Yes, that means sleep.
Oh,
The,
And and then they will enter the body and take over control of the person.
that seems very sophisticated for an insect.
Well,
yeah.
they're an insect that the thousands and thousands and thousands of them make up what's called a hive mind, where
How many?
thousands upon thousands of them.
How do you come by this information, Jerry?
Well, the large wolf that attacked us in
Aluga.
Luga,
Yeah.
it had one in its brain, and when I cast a spell on it, it told me, it showed me visions of the hive and how many there were, and there was several large ones, but there were thousands upon thousands of these smaller ones. And I have a feeling they want to get out and get around and
Off Othanzia.
probably get everywhere and
That's-
take over everything. But that's just what I think.
Gerholm and Nysium.
Yes.
They're
Yes,
both-
they are recovering over in the hospital. We
Yes.
sent a couple of our guards over there to aid the
And
priestess.
Ziri is with them.
Oh, the child.
Her uncle's dead, isn't she?
They were poisoned with a sac behind their ear here
Probably from the insects.
from the insects, possibly by the insects that took over their other relatives in an attempt to gain control of
We
the
just
trade routes, etc., etc.
we
don't-
have to see if any of the people exhibit weird behavior or start lying.
Well, if lying is weird behavior, we're all weird.
Obvious
Well, the burner, the brother of Gerholm,
Yeah.
was the story that he was telling us was just way out there. Like,
Interesting.
he was totally wrong about their names.
It wasn't wrong if he lied.
Oh yes.
That meant they have a protective nature about being discovered. Well, one moment. And he quickly leaves the space, goes and talks to about 4 or 5 of the more senior Azurheimer guards, and disperses them with orders, and he comes back. We'll be doing a curfew this evening. Keep everybody indoors. Examine everybody throughout the night. Keep them relegated to their campsites. Those at the guild hall will go through a separate inspection. This is troubling. You'll have to excuse me. I must get this started. I'll seek you out later. And he just disappears out to the growing crowds of concerned looking individuals, leaving the two of you lingering in one of the nearby sites while he's out.
Aw.
He was going like this, like, where's the boo? Where's the? I don't have one here.
Unfortunately, that she is his pacifier.
That's right.
Yeah.
Um,
So
I want to try something.
yeah.
So my telepathy.
You could mark off a short rest because you can usually accomplish a short rest in about 10-15 minutes when you're in your
Awesome.
tree form.
So telepathy, my normal telepathy that I use to talk to people. Obviously, that goes into their mind to talk to them. I want to contemplate how I could use that to basically help Aaron,
Okay.
Aaron, to
I think his name was Erin.
oh, okay, Aaron. Okay. Aaron with an E. Okay, I'm sorry. Aaron. To
There's no.
to possibly detect these creatures that are inside people already.
I would be a significant effort to try to do this.
Well, we have the one.
But I mean, if they were to if say they had suspicions of somebody, then I could go over there and go, okay, let me see, and I could
bend him over.
Yeah.
no,
That would certainly further your goal.
Well, I'm trying to think of. Well, yeah,
I mean,
that's kind of true too.
but I'm trying to think of a quicker, easier way than having to probe everybody.
Yeah. So I
You
would
need
say
meter
if you
probe.
spent the rest of the afternoon and evening
Everyone, turn your
following Aaron's senior commanders who are moving throughout the crowds and
Right.
putting some kind of curfew in place and organizing an effort,
Okay.
I'll say as long as you're being very particular about that, you can keep surface thoughts kind of pulsing as you're kind of moving amongst the crowd in conjunction with what they're doing.
Okay.
And so you have your short rest, you come out of it, you explain to them what you're doing. Jade, what do you want to do?
Have you told them that they should warn the town as well?
They're not going to want to warn the town because they're not going to want to panic everybody.
Perhaps not, but the guard at least should be notified so they can keep an eye out for strange behavior.
We can ask Aaron what he thinks, but I don't know
What are you asking, Aaron?
If
whether or
it
not we should warn the town.
Spread a panic. Are you out of your minds?
perhaps the
That's what I thought.
guard to keep an eye out.
Well, I mean, I could pass word for caution, but I'm not going to be responsible for starting a panic. There are at least
There's supposed
1,000
to be-
people that reside here.
They're supposed to be trained professionals. They should be able to keep their cool.
You are mad, woman. You're mad.
That is possible.
They get paid $1 a week to guard buildings and individuals that don't give a fuck about them. They're not going to want to be a part of this. They're going to panic and leave, and then we lose our extra sets of eyes. I'm not going to start a panic, because then it'll travel throughout the caravan, and then I'll have hundreds of people dispersing in different directions. Then what do I do?
I think he's right on that one.
I mean, it's possible that's what they want us to do. These things seem clever. They seem very capable, sentient. They went after one of the most powerful families in the caravan. The Tawny Guild is extremely influential.
They have an
Yeah.
airship.
But they don't have one. They have leases and contracts to access a trade route related to one of their airship holdings. They don't physically own an airship.
Well, I understand that. But
They could. Yes, my concern, this particular group is, I mean, I'm just glad that I'm just happy that Lord Gerholm and Lady Nicaeum are recovered.
It is sad news that the rest of their family is not with them.
I will deal with that. I will have that conversation with them.
they already
But we
know
need to come up with
something's
a
going on.
different story as to their absence. going to make a
Maybe.
calculus towards their illness.
An idea.
Yes.
They succumb to spider venom.
Cover our tracks on what already happened back at the cavern. I like that idea. We'll go with that. We will burn their wagons, burn their goods and their items that they possessed. We'll inter their bodies here out of concern. We'll say that the venom had ill effects on their physical form. But I don't think we should tell Gerholm and Niceum, Lord Gerholm and Lady Niceum the truth about this. I think we should just relate it to the...
That might be too late.
What do you mean?
Well,
What did you do,
well,
Jerry?
They were
Calm
infected by
yourself.
something similar, but
They
not.
were dying. I saved them.
Okay.
They wanted to know what happened, and I told them.
Okay.
And
How
then
much
I-
did you tell them, though?
And then I said that their relatives might be trying to kill them because they're been infected by some bugs. And then I
That we
said
could
we'll
still
take
send-
care of it, and we went and took care of it. And then, so they're gonna know at least that much. So you don't look foolish if you tell them nothing's going on.
Let me gather up as much information as I can. Let me get this covered and dealt with. You three lay low. Travel with my men. Continue whatever it is that you're doing.
My spells.
Sure.
I love how you keep.
The two of you go and pay the Lord and Lady a visit. Get a feel for their level of cooperation.
Okay.
They get them primed for the story. Get them to understand that maybe what Master Jerry has said was not the entire truth. That he was just operating under concern. We need to cover this up, and we need to cover it up quickly.
This is the
Okay.
second thing people have asked us to cover up.
I'm extremely concerned about mortal or flesh beings and their propension to be deceitful when truths are so much easier.
No, the problem with the
Sometimes-
truth now is they will panic and run. I need to keep everybody here.
What if we lied now? They find out about our lie and consider us untruthworthy in the future.
I will take that gamble. 'Cause that gamble gets me time. If I tell the truth now, I have no time. They panic and run. And I don't know who's infected and who isn't.
If you say so, Aaron.
Well, your intent is well meant. I understand. Humanoids are difficult creatures to coexist with.
I'm learning this.
Yes, learn quicker. Do us all good, including yourself. Anyways, you go visit the Lord and Lady. Jerry, travel with my men. See if you can learn more information in the process. I'm going to get this caravan under control, isolated. Perhaps we shall disembark a day early if everybody's in the clear. Better to leave now while we can control this before it gets out of control.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So we're gonna go and talk to the Lord and Lady.
So I head back over to the temple.
I will
And-
follow your lead, for lies are not my
Special.
strong suit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk like what Jerry had said. Is this better?
Is this better? No, is this better?
Is
Hey, try that.
better?
Good luck.
Uh-huh.
How do you do it?
I just talk.
I understand that, but when you talk, people are not frightened.
It's probably the way you're looking at them.
I don't have eyes.
That might be part of
Exactly.
the problem.
Why don't you have
It's
your,
like these opaque orbs that just barely pass his eyes. It's just like, oh well.
why don't you make some petals that blink your eyes like our eyes blink? That might make people feel more like you're not staring into their soul.
He's trying to turn over in
He's strong, man. He's like, he can stand up and everything.
Oh, he's ready.
Oh, no.
He's ready.
He's sleepy time.
He wants to be swaddled and walked. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
He's got them puffy eyes.
So we go to the
Well, this is a good spot to finish before we go too deep into the rabbit holes. However,
I may forget
however,
what we're supposed to be learning about.
the discovery of the insects and then their destruction was your first milestone.
What?
We hit a milestone.
Wait, there is no milestones.
Yeah, there are. There are
Okay,
milestones,
there's
just not
milestones.
levels.
There's not levels.
We
Alright.
need to convince.
So let me get my D1000 out. Roll my hit points. All right.
Gerholm.
So something we can get ready for next session is
We're going to have to decide what we want to do.
correct. So what's your constitution, Jerry?
My constitution is 10.
10. Roll a d6 and add your con modifier to it.
I don't have a con modifier.
Then roll a d6. We roll ones.
My constitution is 16.
I got a 4.
So you have 4 more hit points to add to your pool. What's your constitution?
16.
Roll a d8. Add your con modifier to it. Willow, what's your con?
16.
Roll a d8. Add your con modifier to it.
I got a 7, so I get 10 hit points.
You get 10 hit points to your pool.
I started with the D10 as my thing.
So based on everything that we've been through, what are some things you feel like your characters might have learned to this point?
I was rolling really good for animal handling.
You want to become proficient in that?
I was thinking that, or maybe deception. I was doing half and half on that one.
You were doing pretty good on both.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you. You choose either or.
It wasn't deception. It was sorry.
Sleight of hand,
It was intimidation. That was-
intimidation.
Yeah.
But you fell into that a lot accidentally. It wasn't exactly purposeful either.
No, it wasn't.
It's up to you. I feel like animal handling makes sense because you were doing a lot of that. But I also feel like persuasion might make sense. Maybe you should get a bonus for that now because you've been working on your like communication skills and getting more directly involved in everybody. Paradox goes, I learned not to do things that require dice rolls.
That's right, buddy. Yeah.
What about you, Jer? What are you thinking?
I think this magic thing is annoying.
Okay.
I don't like it cast upon me. And I think I will want to learn to ignore it because it's stupid and dumb and it doesn't really exist.
I was thinking more about the fact that you were using your psionic effects so well
Well, yeah, true.
that maybe one of those should improve.
All right.
Because, I mean, you could use the role playing to try to come up with a way of magic resistance or.
Not magic, but more of like I want to be able to do a counter spell.
Yeah, and we'd already talked about that. You wanting to
That feels like a study ability, though. You know,
Okay.
like something you would learn in game gradually.
Yeah, well, I told you last time. Well, not that I'll know it now, but I'm continue to study how to use my mind to attempt to make spells not work.
I kind of feel like either your mind spike or mind blast should do better now.
I think so. My mind spike is a spell. Well, not a spell, but it's a spell-like ability.
Right.
But it's a. Let me see. So I can. It is a second level spell.
He's all at the table. I'm ready, Bob.
I know.
Give me a die.
Roll some dice.
I'll be the fourth player.
So it's a second level spell. So,
Well, we're treating it that way for purposes
Right.
of content
Well,
and how
yeah.
your character's
but I'm wondering.
utilizing it.
I'm wondering if I could make it more of a ability I can use like a cantrip.
Or What if you could overcharge it?
Or I could overcharge it.
That would be pretty cool. Like, what's your intelligence
So-
score?
My intelligence is 16, so I got a +3. So maybe I could do like a dice per long rest. I could use up to 3 dice because I have 3
well, let's
points.
treat your intelligence like superiority dice.
Okay.
So because your modifier is a +3,
Right.
you get 3d6 superiority dice,
Okay.
and you can use as many of those as you want once per long rest.
Okay.
And that can do an overcharge amount of damage for any of
Okay.
your psychic attacks.
Oh, okay, cool.
That way it spreads it out. It doesn't make it too OP, but it's right in line with the fact that you're just learning how to get better with your psionic abilities. I love
What
that.
What did you call it? 3d6 of
Superiority dice.
superiority
Or we'll
dice.
call them intellectual dice. You have intellect dice now. So you get 3d6 intellect dice once per long rest. And you can use any number of those dice to overcharge your psychic spell effects. So whether it's Mind Spike,
Right.
Mind Blast, as long as it's psychic damage, you can say, okay, I'm going to add a intellect die, and you roll a d6 on top of your normal damage.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I like that. It's a good flavor for what you've done in the past 5
Right.
sessions. What are you thinking so far?
I was doing a lot of practicing with my sword. I did absorb a sword.
Yeah, but
And
we
a
didn't
mage.
really have an outcome for that yet.
Not yet.
That's kind of brief.
Yeah, it's kind of brief.
You
So
absorbed a mage too.
I did absorb a mage, and I wanted to. I was practicing with the mage slang. I wanted to do the mage slang, the feat kind of thing.
You wanted to be a mage slayer, the
So-
sentinel.
What if you learned about how to do that through absorbing the mage?
Oh, I love this. So, your past, you're innately don't like mages as your past. You've had your first successful kill of a mage where you've absorbed its energy.
Mm-hmm.
I would say they are now officially your favored enemy.
Ooh.
Favorite enemy.
So now that the mage is your favorite enemy, let's say hi. Hi, big smiles. Now that he's your favored enemy, we'll say that once per short rest, you can, let's see, you get a extra 2d6. Oh, no, let's do this. Since they're your favorite enemy because of their magical ability, you have advantage on your spell saving throws related to mages. So whenever a mage tries to cast on you,
Mhm.
you now have advantage on your saving throw versus a mage's DC check. Basically, you're now magically resistant.
Okay, so I have advantage against.
Spell saves. As long as a mage is attacking you and using mage spells.
It could but only against mages.
Correct. Because they're your favorite enemy.
Mhm.
And you've been able to perfect it now because you finally absorbed a mage and you were able to tune into that ability that they had. Jade, what are you thinking?
So I've been doing a lot of diplomacy,
Yeah, you have.
and I'm wondering if I should up my charisma.
You could.
Seriously.
What's your
someone,
current charisma score?
Someone has to be
12.
charisma.
12? I would say with all your diplomacy successes and kind of keeping things from getting out of control,
In controlling.
I'd say you could bump up charisma 2 points. I think you could go to 14.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that makes
So
sense.
I think out of everything else that I've done, I think that's what I've been doing
Or-
the most.
We can give you a custom diplomacy ability.
Yeah. Well, charisma will bump all of the other, because that bumps everything up.
Right?
But charisma is persuasion. That's my persuasion and my deception, which is kind of diplomacy.
Oh, it's very political. I assure you. Oh, I can't believe that.
So what do you guys think? Charisma, or should I do something else? What else have I been doing?
How about if your dice are shit, you get new dice?
You want the,
What's
the,
that
the lucky feat where you,
What's
every
that?
time you
Because I
roll a
know-
1, you get to re-roll ones?
What's that ability,
Seriously, right?
silly?
I mean,
I absorb
repetitive
it.
failures could come into play just as much as good successes. So, I mean, as diplomatic and as charismatic you've been practicing your form, you've also recovered from your failures pretty well.
Oh, you're good boys.
Because the spell book,
Paradox was a version of glib.
because the spell book,
Daddy.
studying the spell book and adding the spells is something that does.
What him doing?
Yeah, that's an in-game progression that you could have your character form
What him
into.
doing? What him doing?
So, yeah,
What's he doing over there? Tell Daddy.
maybe
Hi,
the
Daddy.
charisma.
Tell,
Bump up my
get him.
charisma 2 points.
Get him, get Daddy. Get him. Say, get Daddy. Come here and get me. Come and get me and hold me.
Tired. I'm gonna sleep so good tonight. I got puffy eyes. When he goes through growth spurts, it's funny because like he won't sleep. He'll just feed constantly all
Right.
day, and then the next day he sleeps all
Sleeps
day,
all day.
and then the next day feeds all day. And it's just
Doing silly.
you
What
forget
you
that
feeding?
he's gained how many pounds and how quick?
I don't know. I haven't weighed him since his last doctor's
Because he
appointment.
weighs a ton now, and he's long. He finally is gaining inches, so you know he's going through a major growth spurt right
But
now.
this is 0 to 3 month.
I'm
No,
talking
not a
about
0 to 3
you.
month. It's a 3 to 6 month outfit.
God,
Tell
so
him,
cute.
tell him.
I know we're already getting to a glibness twice per rest.
What is the definition of glibness? What is that? Something that's there or something that we make up? I mean,
Make it up.
Oh,
okay.
I don't know. It's up to you. It's either charisma or diplomacy. Something to me, those two feel good, and even your failures are good recoveries from the situations.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those two make sense. One of those two
The
makes
fact
total
that you've been
sense.
able to talk us through this, considering Jerry and me are on this team,
Right.
or Willa.
hey,
That's why I was
how about
thinking
this?
charisma.
What's your charisma score now?
12
Oh, so you have a plus what? 2?
plus 1.
Plus 1. What if you take the 2 points in charisma and you get so that's a 14, so that would be a plus 2.
Mhm.
So, and then 2 times per long rest, you can automatically
Well,
you
the milestone's a one-off.
Yeah, we only get.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't.
So
I don't
like
get
you
the-
got your
Either-
intellect pool, you
Yeah.
got
Alright, so
Yeah, I don't get the
okay,
you
animal
got
handling,
the
right?
favorite enemy, and then
so
Yeah.
whatever your ability, whatever your bonus is for your charisma at the time, you can use. So 1, you get a plus 1, minimum of plus 1. Once per long rest now, you can automatically score.
So Paradox is saying that glibness is a spell, level 8 spell, turns a bad charisma roll into a 15 automatically.
Right, right.
So we could have you learn a custom feat called
What are you trying to
diplomatic
get to,
immunity,
buddy?
where whenever you feel like whenever you're doing a persuasion
What
check,
you trying to get to?
Uh-huh.
You're moving.
you
around.
can never roll under a 15.
Ooh.
Okay.
So in other words, let's say you roll a 14 for a 16, that would be your roll.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say you roll a 2, you could use your once per long rest diplomatic immunity,
Mm-hmm.
which automatically makes that roll a 15.
Okay.
That's
And
Could be
then so the
powerful.
dice roll would be 15, and then I add my plus 1 from my charisma
Correct.
modifier. Okay. All right. Glibness, huh?
That's kind of cool. I
It's
like
a-
that one.
It's a spell, but we make it into a feat.
once per long rest.
Well, and we're making it into
All spells are
to
kind
a
of feats
feat.
if you
It's
think
its
about
own
it.
custom feat
Mm-hmm.
based on the fact that you've been becoming so effective at persuasion and diplomacy. It's
Just
almost like
once
you're.
per long rest, not twice.
I guess we could. No, actually, let's do this. Because you have a natural +1 bonus, we'll say 2 per short rest.
2 for short rest.
Yeah.
Glib.
That way it gives you a little bit more kind of like a powerful sense of your diplomacy. So twice per short rest, you can invoke diplomatic immunity, which automatically turns any charisma check into a 15 if it fails.
I find out what you're telling you.
But only
Swamp Thing goes, it's just been revoked.
Twice per short
You
rest.
guys.
Correct.
So you take that time.
All right, everybody, you just got a glimpse into how we're using the milestone process for this unique way that we're not leveling up.
Guard.
As they hit individual milestones throughout the campaign, we go through this process. We think on what they did well and determine is that part of the outcome for their feats and abilities. I definitely like the intellect pool. I may have to steal that for something else. I like that idea.
So it's automatically get a 15 on
know what our
charisma
tongues are.
rolls.
Correct.
That could be very useful considering we're about to talk to people we're gonna have to convince they didn't hear what we told them.
There's a difference between hearing and understanding.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Paradox. Thank you, Swamp Thing, for coming out and hanging out. Appreciate you guys and everybody else who came out. We will be back here tomorrow afternoon for Titans Revival. We'll be back here tomorrow evening for Denizens and their Masters.
Woo!
As the team is...
We're all gonna die.
That's what you always say. But you guys are awesome.
Where are we with Denizens and Masters? You guys are
76.
77, but I
77.
mean, it's the aftermath of the ambush. You're with the Zarhashi and
That ambush
Queen.
was terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to... Oh, yeah, you were just coming out of the evening nip after having a conversation with the gentleman, trying to
Right.
convince him about the threat.
Right.
And you just literally discover he's just a cargo leaser. He just leases out his wagons. to the
Yeah,
highest
yeah,
bidder.
sure. He just is a cargo leaser. I can't stand that guy. More and more I meet him, I hate him every single time I meet him. I try to find a kernel of something I like about him.
And
But
Wednesday, we'll be back
Yeah.
here 6 o'clock Wednesday night to do some world creation and writing. Call it Work in Progress Wednesday. Thursday is lawfully chaotic. We've moved it from Friday to Thursday. Friday, I will be back here for Freaky Friday creativity. Saturday, Graying Lands. Sunday, Devil's Gambit will be back. So thank you everybody for coming out. We're gonna get Tired Baby home, and that was a real fun session. Thank you everybody. We love you. Bye bye. See you next week. See you tomorrow. See you the other day. Well, this campaign will see you next Monday.
Monday.
Bye y'all.
Monday.
Hey, a good boy.
Is it deep?